Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win at life, I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, bitch, hand me the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean, and I bring it to the mad light, ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took the red pill, I know life's short, so I wanna live real, but how's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? They wanna sing my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't play no games, I just do that's fact. And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah bitch I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on this shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these things I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories after death. To be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath, I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seats as I spread with every word that I've said. How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel?
Oh man, another great day, boys and ladies. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ho ho. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. What we got? Are you kidding me? This is a joke. There's still no games. There's literally nothing, bro. This is VR. That's a VR game.
In this war, success.
I don't know now. The more I'm looking at the more that I'm looking at this, the more I'm starting to get basic Call of Duty multiplayer vibes again. Man, that's a mixed bag, ain't it? That's a mixed bag. I mean, the likelihood that after all this time, Call of Duty learned something. Man, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. Oh, we got a Base Taste in the Twitch chat, W Base Taste. Morning, Caitley. Got Syndicate, W Syndicate leader. The hell was that? Well, you guys have to keep in mind the state of play is tomorrow. Sony's state of play is tomorrow, boys. It is tomorrow. Whenever... This piece of shit. Now what, bitch ass? Best investment I ever did was buying more batteries for that camera. Boom, done. Suck it, piece of crap. The state of play is tomorrow. I'm not sure at what time, but it's gonna be long after I get off, though. That's the unfortunate fact of it. But we'll have a shitload of games come Wednesday. There'll be a lot of games on Wednesday. That's gonna be on. Early access June 20th. That's this month. Huh. I have no idea what that's gonna be for. Just as confused as y'all. There hasn't been any new games. Hell Let Loose Let Out. Hell Let Loose Vietnam has come out, and it's... I've heard that it's mid. I've heard it's alright. What is this crap? Well... Guess that's it for the games. Let's do... I was kind of hoping we wouldn't have to do another Daily Dose of the Internet, but it seems like I might have to. A reason why I'm probably going to start taking it back a bit on Daily Dose of the Internet is because they have copyright music in there by Epidemic Sound, which I could get an Epidemic Sound subscription, then I would be fine, but that shit's like $500. And I don't want to spend $500 on that a year. No, thank you. So I'm just going to have to remember to mute all the music that's in here. Where is Daily Dose of the Internet? Where is it? Hello? Oh, there it is.
Hello everyone, this is your Daily Dose of Internet.
Is there anything better than coming home after a long day and just enjoying a nice cup of Coke? There's just...
Yo, he's filling that upside down. You can do that? I didn't know you could do that.
Than coming home after a long day and just enjoying a nice cup of Coke. There's just nothing...
It's actually filling.
But the best part about it is always that first sip.
Oh. Yo! Yo! Someone did not get the message on how those things are supposed to be built. That was good. That was really good.
Why that truck look like I've been doing this for 80 years and got no day.
Whoa! Y'all may not know this, but whales have been known to sink ships constantly. Apparently, it's quite common that they end up sinking ships. Where's my phone? How often do whales end up sinking ships?
However, ships often collide with and kill whales, with an estimated 20,000 whale deaths occurring globally each year.
Oh, I guess I was wrong. It does say rarely, so it has happened. Extremely rare. Okay, well. More misinformation that is spread across the internet that I have now corrected. So www chat. What the fuck? Bro. He literally just hit the side of that like that old bird commercial. You remember that old commercial for Windex? Where the bird would slam into the side of the like double sliding glass doors? Boom! Bro, he hit that head first.
The oldest trick in the book.
That's cool. Oh! Ooh! What caused that? Was it the wind? That is clean.
Surgery and wasn't too happy with how they dressed him.
Why do I?
Fine, you're the only one in.
Oh!
You know how dogs
That was
like
clean.
sniff really fast? Nico hates that noise. Look it.
Oh! Yo, why are cats such assholes? Okay, so check this out. I used to have a cat that did the same thing. Did the same exact thing. If I would, like, sit there and do that, he would immediately attack me. And it was aggression, too. It was not just, like, it was not a playful, like, attack. It was an aggressive thing.
Alright, so this creator is tricking millions of people with his videos. He's using AI for all of it, and he's actually like not even. Shut up.
I think he misunderstood the.
He's using AI for all of it.
Yo.
And he's actually, like, not even. Shut up.
I think he misunderstood the instructions.
After me. I state your full name. I state your full name.
We have a true blonde in class, ladies and gentlemen. We have a true blonde in class.
I, DeAndre Deshaun Wilson.
Okay. So this is the address to your friend's birthday party?
Bro. What is this? This is the... Yo, this is the address?
Yes. Okay. That should help. That should help a lot. Uh-huh.
This robot has got the fun.
Why you do that to that kid, man?
Oh, wait, no.
We're gonna have to sell your feet pictures.
This person decided to prank the players who were in a virtual reality game.
Give it a try. Where's the people?
In a virtual reality game.
Give it a try.
What?
You heard that?
Yeah.
How many E's are in the word 17?
There are no E's in the word 17. Even though it sounds like it might, the letters are S-E-V-E-N-T-E-N, so it has 3 E's, not 0. I misspoke initially.
No, wait, I just counted there's 4.
Ah, you're totally right. I counted them again, and they're R&D 4Es and 17.
Yo! It's like a baby. Remember, this is the worst it's ever gonna be.
Oh, a little rough.
Oh, a little rough. Bro, man down. Man down.
Whoa. Whoa. What was that? Was Slugworth?
What the fuck is that? What the hello? Bro, why is this guy dressed like Wonka?
Flying that plane or what? There's a couple Oompa Loompas on board for sure. Yeah.
No music.
They were trying to get their friend in trouble by making him laugh.
Smile now, boy. Stop smiling, boy. Stop smiling. Keep a straight face. Look at that. Look. Like a damn snitch.
Peekaboo? Yeah? Ooh, peekaboo. Ooh.
She's having the best nap ever.
So is it no turn on red or not? Is it no turn on?
What the hell is that? How did he mess that up? I've never seen the sign do that. Have y'all seen streetlights? Those things are huge. Like like they are as big as a person. You don't think that they're that big, but up there. But I've seen them like in a car roof before. They're huge.
You can see the exact moment he realized they weren't playing the right song.
Bro, banana bread is so good. I love banana bread too, especially if it has pecans in it. Oh. Yo, that's clean. That's clean. So, that's clean. He's like, wait a minute.
I'm sorry, but...
Entering the atmosphere.
That's so pretty. Space is so amazing. Oh! Oh! Oh!
I think I found the final boss.
Yo, if you ain't doing that any other way, you're not doing it right. That's what I'm saying. It's even better if you got a friend next to you and y'all both do that.
And there was this girl that I was friends with in college.
I'm sorry.
Like, I know that's not my nose.
I've never seen someone so committed to the outcome of a game.
If I get it, look at that.
That's pretty. It looks like cotton.
Dude, look at that. That is wild.
His Tesla thought the moon was a traffic light.
No. It's picking up the cars going by on the opposing side. Look. There are cars that are driving towards it. Watch.
Light.
No, it's the cars. That is insane, bro.
He forgot to bring the most important part.
Where's the ring? Oh, I bet that dude is about to panic. Oh, bro. I'm not even lying. I would lose my shit. Oh, no. Nope, 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 no. Nope, no music. None. Not a single one.
Oh my God.
You help the turtle? Is that a turtle?
Oh my God.
It's a turtle. Yo, W Ox.
What is that?
Oh, it's a weasel. Oh my God, weasel.
Ooh.
It's a weasel. That's a mink. That's a mink. That's a mink. You don't want to touch those. Minks are vicious little creatures. They'll bite your fingers off. I'm not even kidding. They are vicious little creatures. No, that's not a weasel. That's not a weasel. That has to be a mink. It's too big. And the coat as well is black. There's no way that's a weasel. That's got to be a mink. Looks like a ferret, but it is not.
So, who's gonna tell him?
And they should be able to hold 30 pounds. And we should just test it to make sure that you could drag the box. Okay. Work beautifully.
Y'all, I'm actually starving. Oh shoot, let me wipe this off. There's so much jelly left over.
What the fuck is that? Yo! We gotta find out wherever this man is. We gotta burn his apartment to the ground. And we gotta ask him questions that shouldn't be asked to no man. Okay?
Here you go.
That is just fucking awful. I hate every...
There's so much
I don't like it whatsoever. No. Bro.
Is this their version of touching gloves?
Put on your blinker. And look, they'll back off. Because I think you're gonna turn. But I'm not gonna turn.
I don't think pools are meant to do that.
Oh! He was never seen again. Bro!
Oh my god, who is that? Who is that?
He's like, you bitch. You did
Right
this.
there. Who is that? Don't they look weird?
Visually impaired hockey fans can now experience the game.
That's cool! Is that real?
This device which simulates the game.
Yo! It even tells them whenever they're fighting. Yo, is this real? I want to know if this is real. Visually impaired miniature hockey thing that you hold whenever you're watching a hockey game with seats and tickets.
It sounds like you're thinking of a haptic device. These translate live sports data into physical sensations, like vibrations, so visually impaired fans can experience the game.
That's so fucking cool! What? We have that now? Yo! Oh, Ooh, I don't think that's such a good idea. Please don't do this. If you see a big metal tube rolling towards your car, I promise you it's not worth your life. I promise you, okay? Just don't do this.
This can't be very good advertising.
Tesla certified, free estimate. Wait, what is that? Mobile auto, what is that? Oh, damn, bro. I get it now.
I don't know what's up with this turtle, but he's literally attacking me.
That's a vicious little fucker. Look at him. He's killed 3 people this year alone. He'll kill more! I cannot believe that distinguished gentleman did that. How dare you? Oh! Hey! Oh! Yo! I mean, if a tree's just gonna fall over like that, it didn't have much life left to give anyway. I mean, like, come on. What do you even tell the police in a situation like that? Well, you see, officer, what had happened was the tree, it fell over. Gonna turn into a fire NATO? Oh. Nope, 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 no. No, sir.
Nixon movie.
That cat's gonna fucking attack you. That cat's got the I'm annoyed look. Nope, nope.
Bueno. Un poco la comida. Bueno.
What the fuck would make a microwave make that noise? What would make a microwave make that noise? Like, genuinely. What is that? Is she like microwaving a duck or something?
Good, up top. Yes, good job.
He's
Good, up top. Yes.
Bro, I don't know this dog. I don't know this dog's skill level. But I can almost promise you, he's better at Jenga than me.
Good job.
He's planning something.
Oh! Damn, bro. That really sucks. Like, who the hell do you...
Can skip better than me.
Oh, he's got little boots, so that way if its feet get hit, it won't hurt him. The hell's he doing? Oh!
His morning jog just got a lot more intense.
Damn it.
His morning jog just got a lot.
Holy. What is
got a lot
that?
more intense.
Hey. Hey. Hey.
He's still going. This dude's still going. Guy's a machine, man.
She was sick of being filmed, so decided to put a stop to it.
No music.
You ever just think to yourself, nah.
This is my impression of...
Bro, what?
Nah.
This is my impression of someone violently typing a message on their iPhone right next to you with their sound on.
He's pretty good.
Oh, the horse is helping.
I just woke up from a nap and I came out to get the mail. Apparently I woke up in another decade.
Bro, what? Why are there so many?
Apparently I woke up in another
Bro,
decade.
there's like one for every day of the week.
The size of it.
Yo, like, I bet they get together quite a bit. I bet that they all know each other, and I bet that they all get together and like go to a place to eat or something.
Apparently
That's so cool.
in another decade.
I love it.
The size of Amazon drones are getting out of hand.
Oh my god. Yo, you know for a fact that when they drop those off, because you know there's always that neighbor that has the best lawn in the front, but then just has a dead zone in the back, bro. It's like a desert back there. An oasis would make that place look like a straight up like mirage desert. All right, you know that this must happen to them constantly. You just be looking outside and you see your neighbor's yard getting kicked up by this stupid drone that's dropping off one box.
I weigh this 5-pound bag of potatoes to see if it's actually 5 pounds. 3.15. Wow. 3.49.
Y'all may not notice, but there's actually a scam that's been going around at certain stores, like Walmarts and Kroger's and stores like that. If you get meat, if you get chicken or steak or whatever, take that chicken or steak, put it on the scale at the self-checkout, weigh it. If the poundage doesn't equal the poundage on the label, you should report it, and then you should tell the management. And then what you do is you report that, I think, to the FDC or something. It's a scam that's been going on.
Try this one. All the potatoes are not even weighing up to their... Oh, here's 550.
No music, no music, no music.
165.
Ooh, yeah. That's crazy. I hate that. That's the funniest and creepiest thing I've ever seen. I hate it and I love it. He says, please, no more. Damn, this music, bro.
This girl is so funny and so cute.
No, just chilling. Enjoy your shit.
Well, this stream ain't getting monetized. No music! Damn it!
It's literally right. Oh my god. It's smaller.
Oh. Bro, he's still... Oh, there it goes.
Video. Are you hope you enjoyed?
Yo,
I'll see you
W
again
Daily
very,
Dose of the
very
Internet. W Daily Dose of the Internet. So we got more about the Lego stuff. So Asmongold, I was reading my Spawn comic, and Asmongold was he watched the full original video of the Lego thing, and I will say that I was a little on the wrong side when it comes to the guy named... Where's it at? I don't even remember his name now. I kind of feel bad. Hold on, what's his name? I gotta give credit where credit's due. Because I was a little wrong about him yesterday, and I need to make up for that. I kind of felt bad. Because I thought that he had done some stuff wrong. I should have just watched the original video he published, but I didn't, because it was like an hour long, and I didn't want to watch an hour-long thing. Why can't I? Come on. Reckless Ben. Reckless Ben, W Reckless Ben. The video that he made for this, I'm actually going to find that video, the original one. If you guys haven't seen it, I absolutely recommend it. It will put a big... It kind of makes the Moist Critical video look like a joke. These guys, what they did for this owner, or the guy that owned the Lego set,
now known as...
what he did for them is immeasurable. And I saw a couple of y'all yesterday was saying that I didn't actually like see the whole, like there were bits and pieces missing. And y'all were right. That's why I kind of like whenever I saw that, I was like, okay, let me take a step back because I haven't seen the original video. And and now that I have, the guy's an absolute beast. He's completely beast mode. The way he sets up this entire video, the way he set it all up, he took them to court. He did the mile. And I my hat's off to him. As you'll know, he got swatted. He also dealt with... I wonder if is there any new updates to this, or is I found critical, but I don't think... Let me see if I can find it more. So the last thing that we saw, he was arrested and they were trying to put him in jail for a month with no bond. The company that originally took the Lego sets have been shut down, but two things happened. Bricks and Legos, the actual corporate office, made a statement. They made a statement that said that they had recovered 2 Lego sets out of the $200,000 Lego sets that the Guinness Book of World Record holder had. priced at $2,000 and $5,000. And that was it. And the Bricks and Legos, or whatever that name of that company is, said that they'd give it back to them. And obviously the person didn't want it back, because whenever you sit here and you literally take $200,000 worth of Star Wars Legos to put up as resale, but then it just all disappears, I mean, obviously that's not good enough. But that was their statement to the public, from what I kind of like skimmed through. They also claimed that it never happened. Because of course they did.
More unhinged craziness in this huge Lego scandal with bricks and minifigs has just unfolded. The Utah Police Department...
They have all of that. They have all the paperwork. They won the lawsuit. Like, everything is the way it should be. The police department is obviously paid. That's the issue. Even the judge that declined their ability to sue this company is paid in some way, shape, or form.
That was...
You know how I know that? Is because when we watched the video yesterday, they declined their ability to push the lawsuit because of the way it was worded, if I'm not mistaken, basically stated that because they didn't attempt to do things outside of court first, they're not able to sue them. Meaning that they had to make a formal apology to the company, go there, and attempt to get it back the old-fashioned way with the peace treaty, I guess. And the thing is how could they know that unless they knew the owners?
Responsible for a lot of the inexplicably hostile and ridiculous behavior that we talked about yesterday with part 2 from Reckless Ben's investigation. That police department has now sent forth its softest jester to try and explain their side of things and justify.
I'm gonna say a coffee, dude. Red Bulls don't last. Coffee's always better, in my opinion.
A lot of what's now been put into the public eye. And this guy is so soft-spoken, it is very difficult to even hear him in the first place. This guy must have just had his fucking tonsils removed. So, I'm just giving you fair warning. It's going to be hard to hear.
This is the police that have been haggling the guy the YouTuber that's been trying to get back the Lego sets of the guy. Now, mind you, they won the lawsuit. There's supposed to be legal and civil charges on the CEOs of this company that live in this town. Instead of doing that, the CEO calls the police. The police falsely stop the YouTuber, search his car for 2 hours, find nothing, let them go, just to SWAT their house a month later and put him in jail. And tried to keep him in jail for a month without bond. The judge looked at it, said this is crazy, and let him go, obviously. So it's obvious that the police are in their pocket.
But what you can hear is all the bullshit that he's
Because the police officer had originally pulled him over saying that he had ran the stop sign. But then he got the public video recording from the police car. And lo and behold, the YouTuber came to a complete stop at the stop sign. So
interesting, because there have been numerous opportunities now for Bricks and Minifigs and now the American Fork Police Department here to actually start.
I will say that the damage that's been done to Bricks and Minifigs, their reputation, the amount of money that they have lost to this, far than exceeds the $200,000 that they could have just given him for the Lego sets that they took. They could have just given him $200,000 and spared this whole thing. He has the paperwork. He has the legal right to own it. It's on the website, but somehow they magically don't know where the sets are. It's just crazy.
Things,
it's crazy.
If there is another side to this, if everyone is being misled by Ben's videos and it's like, manipulated footage and out of context to make them all look bad. It's all like this big dubious plot. If that was the case, then why hasn't Bricks and Minifigs been able to issue a response that is trustworthy?
It's garbage. The response they gave was it was dog shit. It was awful. It didn't want to take any blame. It wanted to blame everything on the now shut down franchise that was like a sister location or whatever. They didn't want to take any acknowledgement of it, and they only wanted to offer a $2,000 and $5,000 set. No, bro. No.
This response had multiple lies in it that are provably incorrect, especially in regards to the consignment. And there's now been 2 instances of the Bricks and Minifigs top brass going on live stream to try and defend and justify their actions, and it's been a fumble. That has been a fucking floundering of the ages there. They haven't been able to explain their side or debunk any of the claims here or anything.
They've done the stereotypical Democratic thing, trying to disenfranchise the YouTuber, say that everybody's crazy, it never happened, you're lying, they're lying, nope. But the damage that this has done to their sales has been immeasurable. There are Reddit feeds all over the internet of people saying, like, naming locations and saying, oh, guess I'm not going there.
And again, their official statement was littered with lies that are easily provably wrong. So, Bricks and Minifigs hasn't been able to defend themselves with any evidence or proof, and now the American Fork Police Department comes forward and also can't do that either, telling multiple lies that are immediately provably wrong. So all of the evidence, the actual evidence being provided, is solely from Ben. That is the only place where you can actually, with your own eyes and ears, see and hear what's been going on. From Bricks and Minifigs and now the police department, the American Fork Police Department, their defense is, trust us. You just have to take our word for it. It's all hoopla. They're manipulating and misleading you. If that's the case, then prove your side. Show us the whole thing that apparently throws everything else out of whack from Ben's side. They haven't been able to. This little rat here from Bricks and Minifigs, the CEO, like I mentioned, has even come forward on stream to try and address all of it and garner sympathy and try and explain that they're in the right and Ben's in the wrong. It's all stalking and harassment over nothing. And he's been unable to prove any.
And you know what? It's going to get even worse. You want to sit here and take advantage of people? You want to sit here and take advantage of somebody that tried to sell his Lego set at a resale shop to make sure that his grandkids can go to college? If you think it's bad now, brother, the more you talk, the more people are going to harass you. And that's what you get. That's what you get whenever you think you can just loophole your way out of the law. And that's what happens when you pocket the law too. You better get used to it because it's about to get a lot worse. Asmongold covered this. Ben covered this, the guy that originally did the YouTube videos. If Critical is doing this as well. 2 million views. Let's look at the videos that he had posted on this before. How many views has he really gotten off of this video? Let's see, what is Ben's at? So we got 2.7, we got 1.1, 1.3, 2.3 million. What about Moist Critical? $2.5, 3.5. He's done more. 2 million. 1. No, that's Valve. 2.2, 1.1 mil right here. Wait, what is this? That's Pokemon. 4.3. All those viewers, man. All those viewers. And that's only the viewers that you see. Look at that.
Any of his claims, he just keeps
YouTube doesn't count the people that aren't logged in.
Falling back on, I've been mean and weird and harassing about it, that kind of thing. If the evidence is on Bricks and Minifig's side and the police department side, why can't they provide it and show it? Why is their defense always just take us at our word when their word has meant
it's been lies?
My name is Cameron Paul, and I am the Chief of Police for the American Fork Police Department.
Okay.
Has this guy ever
Brother,
done
you mind
a...
turning up the volume? Holy, it's actual ASMR. Why is he whispering?
Has anyone ever given a press conference in this
regarding
department?
some videos currently circulating on social media that have been presented in a way that calls into question some of the actions of our department.
And we can't have that. You're not allowed to question the actions of our department. We do nothing wrong. Why is it so fucking quiet? I can hardly hear him. I act his ass.
Influencer on YouTube and other social media platforms and stem from a dispute involving Legos that originates in the state of Oregon.
And you know what's even more sick about this is that the Bricks and Minifigs Corporation openly said that they wanted to keep the matter civil to the location, but the location got shut down. The location shut down. They openly stated that they want not like they condemn the location and they don't want anything to affect them as a whole. But instead of just giving him his $200,000 for the Lego sets, they continue to sit here and try to throw shade on the location that shut down. And that's it. They're not doing anything else about it. That's your sister location.
I actually have to turn on subtitles. Bro, I can't.
Mr. Johnson reported that earlier that same day, a suspicious male had been at his residence. He stated the male was wearing a baseball cap with a UPS logo taped onto it. Mr. Johnson also reported that a suspicious package had been left at the residence. He explained that what appeared suspicious was that the shipping label did not look legitimate.
So, this matters because whenever Ben was going to the Bricks and Minifigs store, he was trespassed off of the site. So what he did was he dressed somebody up as a male person just like this, and he made a contract on the place where you sign that said that every time they called, that not only would he be allowed to be on the property, but she would owe him $5,000. And she signed it without reading it. Like, it was on the phone, right? He delivered, the guy delivered the package, and then she signed for the package, and that was the contract. And he looked into it, and apparently it's legit that if you sign a contract, even if you don't read it, you can still be held to that. He showed all the documentation for it and everything. It looks like it's legit.
The package was later determined to contain rubber ducks. He believed the male was an individual named Benjamin Snyder, who, according to Johnson,
I can't believe it.
Mr. Johnson further explained that civil proceedings were occurring in Oregon and stated that he believed Snyder was sending individuals to his home to harass him.
To serve him, brother, they can only go forward if he gets served the papers, which is what he was trying to explain to the officers that were called out there numerous times, literally countless times. How else, like, he can't go himself because Josh is a bitch and has, like, formally trespassed him, so if he shows up, he goes to jail for it. But by law, through the legal process, he has to serve those papers. So, like, what's he supposed to do? Now, the rubber ducks, that's probably something totally separate. I'm sure that probably doesn't tie directly in to serving him the papers. But, brother, it's not harassing him to try and serve him the legal documents. This is a legit tactic process servers use, by the way. The rubber ducks is?
We didn't even do a rolling stop. We fully stopped at the stop sign. So this is an illegal traffic stop.
That's a clip from Ben's video that just shows in broad daylight, no smoke and mirrors, no baloney. They stopped at that stop sign. Just wanted to dump that in here as a little refresher because what the spokesperson here for the offense is, I'm more inclined to cam. So either this guy hasn't seen the evidence and is deciding to do this anyway to be clown himself, or they are knowingly lying. I'm more inclined to believe the latter because this isn't the only lie he tells. He tells multiple lies that are provably wrong based on all of the publicly available evidence.
Richardson contacted the driver, who identified himself as Tyler Shaw. A rear passenger also identified himself as Benjamin Snyder. When Officer Ponga arrived.
Bro, this guy's audio is worse than Fox. I didn't even know that was possible. Bro, how is your audio so bad? Speak up, you fucking bitch. Say it with your chest like a man.
Nothing about it being incorrect about
Jesus.
the not stopping at the stop sign? Nothing about... Because I can hardly hearing.
The case could not proceed without an attempt at verbal reconciliation.
I mean, it's not just according to them, it's according to law, brother. Why are you making it sound like that's up for debate? It's literally part of the legal process.
Well, they're going to try and dodge the legal process as much as possible.
Possible impairment.
You're not going to mention why they got, like, why this has happened now? Because someone put in a tip that they had heroin? Are we just glossing over that? Did I miss it because I can't fucking hear this guy at all?
I didn't even think that you could get... Is that even a thing that you can do? If somebody tips you off that, let's say you want to play a prank on somebody, isn't it illegal for you to tell a police officer that somebody has heroin in the car, or a car, and then they get pulled over and come to find out there's no heroin? Isn't that, like, misuse of 911? How's that even legal? Can you face charges if you tip off the police of a person that is supposedly has heroin in a vehicle, and if the police pull them over and they don't have heroin, could you be charged with the misuse of 911?
Yes, you could face charges if you falsely reported someone had heroin, leading to a police stop. However, you won't be charged if you reported it in good faith, even if no drugs are found, based on a reasonable belief.
Well, based on that, if this guy, the CEO in question, said tipped them off to heroin being in this guy's car, in the YouTuber's car, you could automatically assume it's in bad faith, considering that he already had the guy trespassed. Like, these guys are really trying everything they can, huh?
From underwater? We're not going to address the fact that you have just pulled them over because someone gave you a tip that they have heroin, so now you're acting off of just like a fraudulent lie, and now you're saying, oh, his eyes looked glossy. We're not going to bring that up? Interesting, very interesting.
Taking photographs of the home. The female was described as wearing long, fake, curly hair.
I'm kind of surprised that they didn't dox him already.
Shortly afterward,
straight up, I'm surprised. Did they dox the CEOs yet?
And contacted police and reported he was going to shoot someone as a result of the ongoing harassment. Multiple officers immediately responded to the area. While en route, Officer Sumbot with the American Fork Police Department.
That seems like a really interesting thing just to get through pretty quickly. You kind of
You know what makes the harassment stop? Making sure that you're not a slime ball and taking care of your business before it gets to this point.
That the prior owner, Crystal Law, had reported...
No, we already know this part.
And that Schneider stated he was present with a process server to serve legal paperwork.
Is that right? It's because the Legos they offered to return were valued between $2.5 to $5K, so it was a small fraction of what they stole. It
was nothing. It was nothing. It was nothing. 2 to 5,000 is nothing.
So they did offer to give him back like 2 sets from the collection. Like, all right, here, scram. Here's 2 sets back. So that's what he's referring to.
Yep. That was in the statement that the Bricks and Minifigs Corp gave it.
Who stated they needed to physically deliver copies of the paperwork to Mr. Johnson. Officer Sumbot's report states, Schneider told me he was following the government's instructions and that Johnson keeps calling the cops on him to avoid getting in trouble for his crimes. Schneider said this is the 3rd time Johnson has called the cops because he thinks that if he keeps calling the cops on him, he can get away with it. But we are showing him that he's not going to get away with these crimes. Schneider...
Fair. That sounds good.
Okay, so they're being honest and transparent. Why can't you? Why is it that this kid, this basic 20-year-old, like, effectively fucking child at this point, is doing his job, but you can't do yours as a law enforcement officer?
Take the paperwork to Mr. Johnson, which Officer Sumbot did in an attempt to... A hearing date had yet been scheduled.
That would be big if true. Doesn't seem true though.
Yeah. So this is what you're trying to serve them with? Yes. That's required by the court that we have. I wish we could. Okay.
Why did it skip? Why did it skip? Why can't you just let it play? Why'd you skip? Why don't you just let the damn thing play?
Required by the court that we have. I wish we could. Okay. You okay if I give these papers to him? Yeah, for sure. Okay.
Oh, do they show this with no redactions?
Okay, we might need you to fill out some documents later then, as proof of service, if that's okay, but because whoever serves him has to fill out a proof of service and might have to fill out some court papers, but... What was
word on it.
He does not want the paper, so... He does not want the papers? Here's that back for you. Okay.
That's not how that works. That's not how that works. That is not how serving somebody works. That is not how that works.
He wanted you trespassed.
While officers were speaking with the involved parties, a sign was also located on the park strip across.
The actual order of events is he had already been served the papers appropriately, and this was all for content. It surely would have been really easy to let us see that conversation and him prove that he had already. See why that's allowed for Josh.
Confronting an individual, appearing at an individual's residence, contacting an individual's neighbors.
No, I get it. Like, you can definitely make the argument that it would be like stalking or harassment adjacent, but if the orders of the legal system are to serve these...
I don't think these guys are aware of how bad this can be for them. With this many eyes on this situation, they should be thanking their lucky stars that nobody has doxed the CEO in the department yet. I mean, I'm sure the department is kind of cooked, but I can almost guarantee you that this could be a lot worse for them. I don't think they understand how brutal the internet can be.
These papers, and he constantly uses
Genuinely,
the police department.
I don't think they're ready. I just don't. I don't think they're ready for it.
He's in trouble. Tung Tung Sahur is in some serious trouble because the JP Morgan lawsuit, it just blew up in his face. Because if you remember, this guy, he accused a top executive at JP Morgan for turning him into a slave.
Oh, that's right. Oh, it's that guy. So this is the one at JP Morgan that said that the lady turned him into a sex slave or some shit, right? Oh, I remember this. He's actually facing a lot of legal trouble now. Because of that, it's like defamation.
Hours before his hearing, his lawyers dropped him. So clearly, things are going too well for him. Like, you would assume that things are going pretty.
Okay, so check out Atozy on YouTube, Atozy. Hell yeah. I've been looking forward to this.
Badly when your own lawyer quits on you the morning of court. But if you don't know what's going on, a former JP Morgan banker named Chirayu Rana, he filed a lawsuit accusing executive Lorna Hajini of basically turning his life into a Wall Street psychological thriller. He claimed she threatened his career, made racial comments towards him, and tried to coerce him into becoming what he literally described as a slave. So what happened? Well, JP Morgan denied these claims, Hajini denied everything, and reports started questioning parts of Rana's story. And suddenly, the entire case turned into like both sides accusing each other of completely lying. And now, things just keep getting worse because Rana just walked into one of the biggest hearings in the case so far and immediately got hit with multiple disasters back to back. So first, JP Morgan came out and basically said they investigated the allegations internally and found no evidence supporting them. And the bank also claimed that Rana refused to fully cooperate with investigators. And meanwhile, Hajini completely denied everything, and her legal team even argued that she'd never been in some of the locations where the alleged assault supposedly happened. And from there, the entire case basically turned into a credibility war because the more reporting...
So there's no proof for either. There's no eyewitnesses, no cameras, nothing.
...that came out, the more bizarre things around Rana and his story also was discovered. Like, there was reports that he allegedly lied about his father passing away so he could take time off of work. There was also allegations that he had previously described a nearly identical workplace abuse story to an AI legal chatbot, except in that version, the company was Morgan Stanley, and the alleged abuser was a man. So to say this is a mess, that's putting it lightly. But the latest disaster started in the morning of a major court hearing in New York. And dude, I mean, the timing couldn't have looked worse if you like scripted it on television, because just hours before Rana was supposed to appear in court, his own attorney supposedly filed paperwork asking to withdraw from the case. And this isn't just any attorney either. This is Daniel Kaiser, a pretty high-profile lawyer who previously represented Jeffrey Epstein.
Well, yeah, but he didn't want anything to do with it because he knows that there's no way that this idiot's going to win. That's why he dipped out.
Accusers.
He may be a really good attorney, but he knows when the going's good.
Been publicly defending Rana for weeks. And this is the same lawyer who'd been telling reporters that people criticizing Rana's story would supposedly be embarrassed once all the evidence came out. So why is he suddenly dropping the whole case the day of the hearing? I don't know, but obviously things get worse because now Rana seemingly represented himself pro se. Bro suddenly pulling a TikTok psychic going up against JP Morgan. But obviously, like, lawyers withdraw from cases sometimes. Like, that alone doesn't automatically mean that someone's guilty or lying or doomed or anything like that. Technically, there are a whole bunch of reasons attorneys can drop clients. But dude, the morning of the hearing, it just doesn't look good, especially when the lawyer is someone known for representing high-profile victims. Like, it just doesn't, sums off here. Maybe the attorney, doesn't think he's a victim anymore, but who knows? That's all just speculation. So now we have, I guess, Tung Tung Sahur just solo queuing right now, going in against JP Morgan themselves, and also a countersuit from Lorna Hajini. But this hearing,
yeah, of course she should countersue. She'd be stupid if she didn't. Anytime you're going against a lawsuit like this, you should always try to countersue. Obviously, whenever you talk to a lawyer about, like, because you're going to need a lawyer, right? You might as well ask them if there's any way you can countersue. There's no reason not to.
Was pretty important, especially for Rana, because he was trying to continue to sue under the name John Doe instead of using his real name in public court filings. And his legal team argued that because the lawsuit involved, I guess, assault and harassment, he should be allowed to keep his identity protected. But Hajini's lawyers and JP Morgan both came in swinging very hard against that whole request, because their argument was basically, how can this guy stay anonymous when the entire internet already knows who he is? Which is my exact reaction, because, like, we've already made two videos on this guy.
If you didn't want to know, maybe you shouldn't have made any kind of, like, press conferences and stuff.
At this point, I'm not just going to randomly think, oh, this lawsuit is about someone else. It's a different Tung Tung Sahur. Like, honestly, like, who are we trying to trick here? Like, just so much of this case just doesn't make sense.
Well, it doesn't make sense because it's all false allegations. I mean,
according to Hajini's lawyers, Rana himself has already publicly spoken about the case in media interviews. So the judge ended up actually siding against him. So she reportedly said that you can't put the genie back in the bottle. And I guess quick clarification here, because this part got weirdly confusing even in the actual reporting. So a lot has happened in this case over the last few weeks. And honestly, like, I was kind of waiting to make this update until the hearing, because I genuinely thought we were about to get Sharon and Rana representing himself in court, which honestly, I was kind of excited to see how all that would go down. But technically, even though his lawyer filed paperwork trying to quit the case that same morning, the judge had not officially approved that withdrawal yet. So during the hearing itself, Daniel Kaiser was still technically Rana's attorney. So he was
so the guy couldn't, he didn't have a choice but to represent
even though he
him.
was actively trying to leave the case at the same time. So interesting situation. I mean, what an incredible vibe of the courtroom. I should have actually been there. Maybe I'll lock in and show up for the next one, because now we have a dude who basically the entire internet thinks is lying, and his attorney apparently doesn't want anything to do with him, but he's also stuck in the courtroom defending him. That's something worth seeing. But apparently during the court appearance, his attorney, which, for right now is still Daniel Kaiser, he seemed completely unprepared once the judge started pressing him for actual legal precedent. And at one point, the judge reportedly asked whether there were any examples of someone being allowed to stay anonymous after their identity had already become public. And at this point, Rana's lawyer basically had to admit he didn't have one. And this is not really the kind of moment you want happening in front of the judge when your entire argument depends on convincing the court that you deserve, special protections. But meanwhile, Hajini's legal team was basically arguing.
The thing is like, if he has no actual proof that he's the victim, or that what happened to him, then that's probably why that guy bailed on him, the lawyer, because you completely cooked yourself from the start, claiming that you had evidence, and you didn't have any evidence, or it was not credible enough to be used in court. And the thing is if you don't have the actual proof, then they're going to find it really hard to believe that you should have John Doe as the, you know, to try and stay anonymous. It's just going to, like, it kind of seems to me like the first thing that should be set into motion that should solidify the victory of this, you know, court, this lawsuit, have kind of fallen through. Like, he doesn't have, he's trying to start at step 8, and he hasn't even made sure that he's done with step 1, like the first step out of the entire project. Because the thing is that he started it in bad faith, just trying to get money from JP Morgan. I mean, that's really what this boils down to. He got salty that he got fired, and he's trying to come up with this crazy scandal, and JP Morgan's not having it.
The entire situation had become very unfair to her, because while Rana was trying to stay protected as John Doe, her real name was already being blasted all across the internet. And I mean, hey, that's a fair point. And this is where the story kind of just gets sad, because regardless of who ends up being right in court, this case has already pretty much destroyed both of these people's lives publicly.
Yeah, just imagine if she didn't even do anything. Just imagine, she hasn't even been in the same room with this guy ever, and now her life is just ruined. Like, what if that was, you know, you're just working at your normal 9 to 5, and now you're wrapped up in this crazy scheme because some dude got fired at your company? Think about that. Think about how, like, destructive that is. It's so disgusting.
You know, she's been dealing with nonstop harassment ever since the lawsuit went viral. And they even submitted examples of some of the emails that she was allegedly receiving during all these allegations. And yeah, it's safe to say some of these messages are insane. Because here you have apparently strangers sending her graphic messages, threats, and telling her to hurt herself. And in my previous video on this, I was saying we're pretty much guaranteed to see some sort of countersuit from her. And well, that's already happened. Because Hajini has officially escalated things even further by filing a countersuit against Rana himself. And the countersuit is basically just her side going.
And what's interesting about a defamation lawsuit, or any kind of lawsuit that depicts wrongdoing in somebody else's nature, like that's usually how the lawsuits are, you're going to see a lot of information that's going to be forced to come forward either by, you know, giving it up or subpoena. Just like the Ethan Klein lawsuit, where they're subpoenaing the Reddit moderators, and now they're going to be forced to show up in court and face lawsuit charges as well. So the thing is like, if a company like Reddit is forced to give the personal information of the people that led to copyright violations and Ethan Klein's lawsuit, what do you think a company like JP Morgan's going to do? He's going to roach out on both of them. Or they're going to roach out on both of these people, regardless of who's in the right and who's in the wrong. And that's what's really unfortunate about this whole thing, is that at the end of the day, the people that are sending her death threats are always going to be sending her death threats from this point forward. There may even be attempts at her life, simply because a jackass got fired at a job and came up with these insane, wild allegations that made it go super mega viral. And even if the court finds her in the right, if she still works at JP Morgan, it's not going to be the same. Her life effectively has been altered by this. It has. Like, it's not completely. And then with this fucking bozo not having a job, and the whole reason for this is because he got fired, there's a good chance he's not even going to pay her back for if she wins the counter lawsuit. Like, this is going to I don't care about his life. He's an idiot. He should be in jail. But if that's what's going on here, the thing is that her life is effectively destroyed because people on the internet are brain dead idiots, and they're just going to take what they hear and go with it regardless, and they're not going to actually get the whole fact, you know?
Argued that Rana should not get any special treatment, while her reputation was getting publicly obliterated online every single day since all these allegations dropped. And Hajini is basically arguing that Rana intentionally weaponized public attention to destroy her reputation. And according to her countersuit, she claims the allegations were entirely false, malicious, and fabricated, and were created for personal enrichment. Her lawyers also accused Rana of trying to extort millions of dollars from both her and JP Morgan by turning the case into a public scandal. So now they're no longer just denying allegations, they're now actively painting Rana as someone who allegedly created an entire fake story for leverage and money. And at one point, the filing even claims that Rana allegedly made an eerily similar fabricated allegations against a supervisor at a previous job. Now, to be fair, that specific claim has apparently not been independently verified yet. But it's interesting that that's now been included in the filings of this countersuit. And also, a reminder that JP Morgan apparently did try to settle this privately before the lawsuit exploded publicly, because according to the bank, they offered him $1 million. And apparently the settlement
should have just taken it. Should have just taken it. If what you wanted was money, you should have just taken it. Should have just taken it, man. You'd have gotten a couple $100,000 out of that. At least he'd have gotten a pretty good percentage of that money. Could have taken that money, put it into some investments, buy houses, rent the houses. He could have made a nice little profit from that. But no, he wanted to. Maybe he did it for the internet clout. Who knows?
The discussion wasn't because they believed the claims. They said they wanted to avoid any reputational damage of a massive public legal war involving one of their executives, which makes sense because, you know.
Yeah, because you have to keep in mind that this is probably going to go on for at least a couple years. Like, this isn't going to be something that's going to get solved day one. This is going to be like, this could go through the court system for years.
If you Google JP Morgan right now, this lawsuit's kind of everywhere. So, I mean, it's just not a good look for the bank, and that could also be used for another countersuit from the bank as well. So, I mean, I don't think Rana is in that good of a spot right now. But again, reportedly, JP Morgan offered him about $1 million, but Rana was reportedly holding out because he wanted way more. And some reports were saying that he wanted north of $20 million. So, wow. Dude, if he pulled that one off, that would have literally been a bank robbery. But now, the entire thing is essentially heading toward what can easily become the ugliest stage yet. Because now, Hajini is suing Rana back for defamation, JP Morgan is openly backing her side, and the court has officially stripped away the anonymity Rana was trying to keep. Meaning, from this point forward, this will only get more and more public. If Rana somehow proves these allegations were true, this becomes one of the biggest workplace abuse scandals modern Wall Street has seen. But if these claims are completely false and, you know, collapse in court, this is going to be really ugly for him. Currently, the next court date is June 23rd, and I'm definitely
obviously, if the lady did what he said she did, then obviously, you know, stake her to the cross. But if he's just a piece of shit, I hope that JP Morgan countersues him too. I hope JP Morgan like puts him in his place.
Interested to see if Rana will be representing himself or not. Most likely he won't. I mean, it would be entertaining if he did, but I don't think he will.
I doubt he's going to be representing himself. I mean, let's be honest here. What do you like? The likelihood that he's actually going to represent himself is just not there. I'm sorry.
In Washington, D.C., virtue signal.
All right, boys. We got decaf decoy. Y'all know what time it is. It's politics. Best time of the day right here, boys. And ladies, of course. The ladies, it's coffee time. Hope y'all got y'all's warm cup of coffee. We got more riots.
Signaling about President Trump not supporting the victims of the Palisades and Eaton fires. I hope you're sitting down.
Hold on.
It turns out the billions Gavin Newsom promised to the victims of the Palisades and Eaton fires are going everywhere but the victims of those fires.
So this is the LA, so apparently they got fire relief money from the government to go towards the people that lost their homes. And per the usual, the state of California has decided that that should go towards everybody but the victims of the fire. So, you know, the fire that could have been prevented, the fire that could have, you know, not killed dozens of people. But
nearly $14 million of the state's relief money for the victims of the Palisades and Eaton fires was spent. Overtime for CHP officers sent to demonstrations in downtown.
Sent to demonstrations, NBC4, is it NBC, ABC, I forget. NBC4, yeah, NBC4. They still can't stop lying. We're watching literal riots. Things are on fire.
I'm sorry, but the second that you start blocking up the roadways, or let me rephrase that. The second that you start violating the law, is the second that it's no longer a peaceful assembly. Okay, I know that I say this quite a bit, but bricks of peace don't really exist. I mean,
bird scooters are going to the windshields of CHP officers, and they have the audacity to tell you, while you see it for your own eyes, the demonstrations. As if these were peaceful marches against
How's it
ICE
going,
and
Danielle?
not paid for riots where
Red
multiple
Pony in
people
the
got
chat.
felony charges for.
LA, where protesters marched against
Well,
immigration
protesters,
enforcement
these don't seem like
operation.
telling you right now, this guy doesn't look like a protester. These look like rioters in black bloc, but by all means.
Come on, Wade, be a man. Then why would you get a pardon for beating up police officers? Why don't you talk about cop beaters getting money? That's why don't you talk about cop beaters getting money? That's what we're talking about. What the fuck you talking about, man? The ICE protests are retarded. Are you good, man? Men shouldn't be wearing makeup. Don't feel bad now. You said that's what they get. Who cares? Clinton's or Trump's wedding. Come on. Oh, what are you even talking about, man? Acting like you're a confused dumbass. I'm acting confused because you can't just say it. Yeah, cops deserve to get money. You know why? Because it's their job to protect the community. Do you have a problem with the fact that police officers get paid to protect the community? Tends to happen. And that's what's confusing. It's like, then why would you get a pardon from beating up the police for beating up a police officer, but yet you're here saying stop like talking about coppers getting money, bitch? Like what do you mean? Like this is anybody else confused by this, or is it just me? Am I just like confuzzled? Trump is trying to give money to people who beat cops on January 6th. It's the people who beat cops. Are you really that stupid? Come on, dumbass, talk about it. Don't be a little bitch. Like, what are you on about, man? You do realize that somebody was shot and killed on January 6th, right? You understand that one of the protesters was shot and killed? It was an Air Force veteran. I don't think that all of the people on January 6th should have been let out. A lot of them should still be in jail. Who's even talking about January 6th anymore? Like that's kind of crazy, bro. Watch the news, Wade. Why did he pardon all those people? He probably pardoned all those people. Oh, shit. What the fuck just happened? He probably pardoned all those people because BBC, which, by the way, is being sued by Donald Trump, spun a narrative that made it seem like Trump wanted them to march on the Capitol. That's probably why he pardoned them. Because literal fake news that edited a speech he gave prior to the march on the Capitol is most likely what led to those people doing that. He's suing them for like $10 billion. We all watched it on TV. You're such a bitch defending people who beat cops. What do you think what do you think people that are hitting ICE agents are doing? Bro, they're literally sitting here throwing bricks at cars. You've obviously got a double standard here. What are we going to do with this guy? He can't even like talk without cursing. You don't give a shit about cops, man. You're obviously just a piece of shit. You know how I know that? Because I was a first responder. I was a firefighter. You have no respect for anybody. So now I'm just going to let chat decide what happens to you. This guy is an absolute idiot. Holy jeez, man. Maybe go take your pills. Go take your meds, man. Yeah, they are hypocrites. They are. They're absolutely hypocrites. Oh, but January 6th! Oh, January 6th! Yeah, it looks like you getting banned, brother. I think it's safe to assume this guy's done. Bye.
They still got a narrative to push.
Bye, idiot.
According to this memo, the Department of Finance in June 2025 used some of the fire money for law enforcement unrelated to the fires.
And how
You spend your life on a screen, you have no life, you don't have nothing but this. Nothing you say will change anything. There's more to life than complaining daily. Well, here. There you go. How about that?
How is this even legal? Like, I understand it's become so commonplace for things to be like funds to be misattributed somewhere else, but at what point in time do we demand people go to prison for essentially stealing money? Or isn't the literal definition of embezzlement where,
man, they're not even trying to dodge the hypocrisy anymore, bro. It's pretty much over for them, and man, they just love eating that shit, don't they?
if my business gave me $1,000
They just love
to
to
go
eat it.
buy a laptop for the business, and I turned around and said, I'm gonna spend this on a new pair of Jordan sneakers. Isn't that, like, don't you go to jail for that? How come they don't?
But diverting the relief money for crowd control was pre-authorized by state lawmakers.
That's crazy, bro. That is crazy.
By state lawmakers, aka Democrats. The Democrats said it's okay for us to steal, so that's fine. Depends on what the fund they actually put it in, likely the general fund, but why would they take the fire relief money and 2.5 fire relief money and put it in general fund? Because remember, when Donald Trump came to California, Newsom tried to shake his hand in a really awkward way. Karen Bass lied out her ass about how, we're gonna cut all the red tape today. Still hasn't happened over, 2 years later now? All these things were lies, and yet there's been no consequences.
Relief money for crowd control was pre-authorized by state lawmakers.
I definitely would not want funds directed to anywhere but in the hands of the survivors who've lost everything.
But of course, they have to take the money, filter it, skim off the top, give it to their buddy who also skims off the top, give that no-bid contract to their campaign buddy who skims off the top, then maybe we trickle down a couple resources for a photo op of us giving the little money remaining to the actual fire victims. But again,
I love how this state, like California, goes through the trouble of practically allowing it to burn down. Doesn't give any of the firefighters any water to put out any of the fire. Lets the state burn for almost 2 months. You got new political people popping up that are fighting against the Democrat policies inside of California. The relief that's supposed to go towards the California people that lost their lives and loved ones and lost their homes and livelihoods. The insurance companies have completely fled California. They have no fire insurance, which means their houses can't be rebuilt. And to boot, they're trying to censor people like Nick Shirley from uncovering all their bullshit. To boot. They're trying to pass the Stop Nick Shirley Act, which literally violates the United States Constitution, freedom of the press. Bro, I'm telling you, we're going to have to cut California. We're going to have to cut that bitch off and let it sink in the ocean. I'm telling you. That's what's going to happen. It's either that or they use the Insurrection Act to take it back. Straight up.
Scheme that is, not Ponzi scheme, I guess, but as is the new scam in Governor New Scams, California.
This is where nearly $14 million of the state's relief money for the victims of the Palisades and Eaton fires was spent. Overtime for CHP officers sent to demonstrations in downtown LA.
And it's crazy how they always try to say, defund the police, we're gonna hire social workers. Doesn't work, never worked. But defund the police, defund the police. Police. And then when they don't like fire officers off the force, all they do is have less academies. They put a hiring freeze, so if a batch of coppers retire, they don't get replaced. Bring down the number of police officers to citizens, the ratio. But the same amount of stuff happens, and when the left...
Who came up with that rule? Profiting, that is the issue. It's how ICE is profile. That's the issue. March. West Chancellor is brought up. Only did 2 weeks investigation. So who decided that you need to do 2 weeks of investigation in order to build a case? Who decided that? Who came up with that rule? I mean, you obviously, since you know more than everybody else in the world, clearly, you should be able to tell us who came up with that. Who came up with that rule? Who made him God? Two-week investigation, you need more time to build a case. So who came up with that decision? Who decided that you need 2 weeks? It's the law. There's no law that says you need to do 2 weeks of investigation. Where did you hear that at? And you know what's funny is that Nick Shirley isn't the one that did the investigating. He's the one that brought it to the light. There are people already in the state, like, for example, the old guy that was in Minneapolis that had been doing it for years. So even then, what you're saying is wrong. Nick Shirley didn't just show up there to start investigating. No, he has people that email him from the state that have been doing investigations for a while. So you still don't even know what you're wrong in both instances. It's not against the law, first and foremost. And secondly, people email him with the information that they've already been investigating. Nick Shirley is the spotlight. He's the eye of Sauron that brings the information in front of everybody. And also, it's not investigating, it's independent journalism. He published the article after what he found, which, by the way, is protected by the Constitution, and people, they watched it and they realized. And you know what happened? The authorities did the investigation and found 67 people not only guilty but they also pled guilty. So, like, you're still wrong, man. Nick Shirley never claimed to be an authority. He's just an independent journalist. He just reports on stuff. That's all he does. It's not an investigation.
Promotes all these riots, says demonstrations. All it does is cause them to need more coppers, and they ironically spend more money paying the time and a half and double time for these officers that need to go babysit the masses. And not the funny part about it is, what happens a lot of the times is they'll freeze out overtime payouts to LAPD officers, so they won't get, like, let's say a guy would work
That's
an extra,
right.
like,
He reports on those Leering centers, boys.
He can't get paid out those 24 hours, but he can bank those 24 hours as essentially paid vacation time. At some point in time, that's got to be paid out, and I've known coppers that will take 2 months off because they just bank so much overtime. Meaning, you brought down the level of law enforcement officers for your city, then because you're too broke to pay out the overtime payments, you're going to bring down the number of officers even more. The politicians down top, they can say, oh, we defunded the police, but the only person that's actually going to suffer are the citizens that require law enforcement to protect them.
Where protesters marched against immigration enforcement operations. According to this memo...
No, we already played that. But okay, so... everything's going to hell over in California.
Oh, W goat statue, 1,000 joules from Base Taste, W Base Taste. Is Base Taste in the other chat? He is, isn't he? Let me move this over right quick. There we go. W Base Taste. For only 2 weeks max. You're not listening to what I'm telling you, and I'm only going to say it one more time. I'm going to say it one more time. Nick Shirley gets emails from people that have already done the investigations. The old man in Minneapolis is the one that told him about the daycare fraud that was going on in Minneapolis, and he said that he had been doing it for years. He's a journalist, not an investigator. He states that. He says he's an independent journalist. You could sit here and be dishonest about it all you want, but if there are 67 people in jail and Nick Shirley's not, obviously he didn't break any laws. Okay? You can sit here and spin the narrative however you want. At the end of the day, the FBI investigated the centers, found the fraud, put them in jail, they pled guilty, they're in jail. Some of them have been deported. Nick Shirley hasn't even been investigated once. Because he didn't break any laws. That's the fact of the matter. Whether you want to admit that to yourself, that's on you. Nobody else cares. Nobody cares about this weird rule that you've cooked up at the ass end of the internet, dude. I'm telling you, nobody cares. It's weird. Do something else with your time. W Goat Trophy, by the way, from the Base Taste.
And then even Caleb Hammer, he's not even a a Republican. He's just a based guy that covers stuff. He was talking about how $700 billion of, I believe, California.
If you're new here, sub to the channel, hit like on the stream. We're here every single day, 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Central Time. Check out those donos. Those donos help get more viewers. The the jewels help get more viewers. Check out that channel membership. We got that channel membership. Everything, every little dime that you guys get, YouTube gets a little percentage of that money there, and it helps out the channel grow and give a bigger community. It also helps me too, helps me out. So check out those donations, man. You know what I'm saying? Like
tax payments as flood count.
Dude, the last 3 days that I've been streaming, because we've been reacting to Daily Dose of the Internet, it is damn subscription to Epidemic Sound, every stream has been demonetized.
California.
Every stream has been demonetized.
California paid
It's like, dude,
$55 in fraudulent unemployment claims in just 2 years. Even 133 inmates on death row got paid. He says LOL, but he lives in Austin, Texas. I still live in California. $55 billion and 133 inmates on death row getting some of that $55 billion.
Before tax officially hit, 700 billion fled. California paid 55 bill in fraudulent employment claims in just 2 years. Even 133 inmates on death row got paid. So they're paying inmates before they even pay the actual police, not the police, but the people whose houses had burned down. So they're paying inmates, but they're not paying for the people whose houses got lost in the fire. Does California want them to leave? Like, is that what they want? Do they want all the people to leave California?
$1 billion is not LOL to me. But instead of fixing that,
crazy.
they just want to tax. Let's break it down in today's documentary. So they do really good work over there. But it's... you say, yeah, California's beautiful. The people who run it made it awful. They turned a literal paradise into a communist hellhole. But, mind you, they find all this fraud. But the only thing California's doing right now is passing the Stop Nick Shirley bill.
That's
the bill
right.
passed
That's a blatant violation of the Constitution. Blatant, obvious. Even the lady that wrote it, that is putting it through, says before she sends it off to be voted on in the Senate, or whatever their version of that is, states that it violates the United States Constitution.
California Assembly, instead of fixing the fraud and abuse that's being exposed, Sacramento Democrats would rather go after the people who are shining a light on it. Transparency matters, accountability matters, free speech matters. And now AB 2624 heads of the Senate. All your senators told them vote no. They're not going to do it. They're going to pass it. I think having a new scam, probably trying to run as more of a moderate Democrat, may veto it when it gets on his desk. We'll see what happens. But I mean, obviously he'll probably try to protect his fraud in his state. But what is this? Like, this is essentially making it you civilly liable when a journalist like Nick Shirley or anybody in his roster goes out there and finds people committing fraud in the state. They're protecting fraudsters, even though they know people are fleeing.
Really?
Even though they're catching $55 billion more fraud, and even though the government is essentially doing the same thing too, they're just making it more difficult. I like the Babylon Bee putting out saying, California passes law making it a crime to report a crime, and I'm telling you right now, it essentially is.
Between Newsom and that mayor, dude, I don't know.
At this point in time, especially if it's a crime that is
it's literally like one hand washes the other.
One of the California Democrats' preferred class, like people that are undocumented, because I've told this story before where I had a friend, her father got rear-ended at a stoplight over in the valley, his car got totaled, it was illegal on the wheel, and this was probably 5 years ago. Called the LAPD coppers, they came out and they straight up said, this was when I think Garcetti was in office, they said, well, the mayor doesn't want us enforcing this type of stuff. Like, they don't have insurance, they don't have a driver's license, they're illegals, they're just here, so you know what, just go file a claim with your insurance company. Insurance rates have skyrocketed.
Yeah, like, insurance doesn't grow. Like, you do realize that here's the issue, is that insurance companies have to make a profit. They have to make a profit. In order for them to do payouts and not go bankrupt, they have to turn a profit. They have to be able to pay their employees. They have to be able to pay out insurance if stuff burns down. The reason why the insurance companies are fleeing California in mass is because California isn't doing what it's supposed to be doing with its federal funding and preventing these fires. When you have 17 houses that burn down that are each $7 million each, you're not going to be an insurance company for very long. Like, it is not, you're not going to be around for very long, I promise you. I don't blame I think insurance companies are parasites, but at the same time, they're a business, and a business has to stay in the green. It has to. Like, there's no...
The idea that if my friend's father said, no, F that, he injured me, he damaged my car, it's totaled now, I'm going to do a citizen's detainment of these guys because they don't belong here. They should be detained. They should be turned over at ICE. They're here in this country illegally, committing a myriad of crimes, operating a motor vehicle without insurance, operating a motor vehicle without a driver's license, rear-ending somebody, and also being here illegally. A lot of stuff going on there. If he decided, I'm gonna commit a citizen's arrest, give me a PPA form, I'll detain him. I'm sure if he tackled that guy and cuffed him up, the LAPD coppers would have arrested him for saying, hey, we told you to let him go. Yeah, California eliminates the First Amendment, it's sad. But it's not the only state that has this issue. Like, what is it? Up in Seattle, Washington, their new mayor's doing, I'd say, arguably worse.
What have you done? I mean, it can't be any different than what Ma'am Dami's doing to New York.
So we're working on that. So we have conversations going on with the departments. And yeah, it's just... what
have you done in those regards?
Yeah, so we're working on that. So we have conversations going on with the departments. And yeah, it's just...
When they find fraud.
I mean, I don't think it needs to be explained why it's problematic to have random people showing up to daycares.
But they're not daycares. They're fraud centers. That's the thing.
Yeah, there's no kids there. That's the problem. The problem is that whenever you're paying out money to these daycares based on however many students they have, and there's no students that are there, it's fraud. You're stealing United States taxpayer dollars. You can try to spin this narrative however you want, but at the end of the day, you're mad that a 20-year-old, effectively virgin Mormon showed up and uncovered all this fraud and got millions and millions of views and dollars off of it. And you're mad that he's right. That's why you're mad.
The left is fundamentally trying to misconstrue to get you to stop finding the fraud is Nick Shirley didn't show up to like a playground where all the kids were.
There was a guy that spent months, years, sitting there doing what he was doing, trying to figure out what these businesses were. And then he reached out to Nick Shirley, and Nick Shirley showed up with his massive audience and exposed a lot of what the government in that state was doing. And now it's so bad that Tim Walz is completely roached out of office. He's not even trying to go for re-election.
And had on his handy cam watching. It's like, oh, look at the kids here. It's like, no, he showed up. It's like, there's no windows. There's no playpen. We've been here for hours.
Exactly.
Nobody's being dropped off. Those people went to jail. The Leering Center guy went to jail.
They went to jail, bro. They're in jail. Like, you could keep trying to spin this bullshit narrative all you want. The dude got put in jail. He pled guilty to charges. Like,
no, well, he got arrested. These aren't daycares. They're fraud centers.
Nah, like 60, like almost 70 people have been put in jail for this. Like,
it's very different if Dr. Oz and Nick Shirley didn't find anything over there.
How's it
but
going,
they did, and yet they still kind of say, oh, well, you know, they're showing up to daycares. We got to protect them. Each accusation is an admission at this point. Exactly. The more they fight this, the more you realize they're attached to this.
Yeah, I mean, I think the fear in the Somali community is real.
Hey, that's
the fear in immigrant communities are real, so we're taking that very seriously.
If the Somali community is in fear of being caught for fraud...
And you know what sucks? Is that $230 is supposed to be less than that. You know why? The government sends that daycare money for the sole purpose of making you guys' daycares cheaper. That's the reason why they get sent money. That $230 price tag a month shouldn't even be anywhere near that. That's the whole like if these daycares don't want to send the money to if they don't want to use that money to give the people that are there that bring their kids there a tax break, they need to cut that funding off altogether. Obviously, they're just abusing it. Now what's happening is they're charging y'all the same amount of money, and they're taking that however much money the daycare gets, and they're just pocketing it. The hell with that. No. That money is supposed to make sure that you guys can afford daycares for your kids to be there and be safe. And if they don't want to do that, then take the money away.
That's a self-admission. Wait, why are you guys terrified of being found out as being fraudsters? You gotta think about this right now. if all of a sudden they said, hey, Koreans are running illegal gambling dens all throughout the San Gabriel Valley, which I don't want to say Koreans, but there are Asians involved. But they say,
you do realize that Social Security cards, driver's licenses, IDs, and birth certificates are all issued by the government? You do realize that, right?
You know, even, okay, all Asians, young Asian men with curly hair have been out there running illegal gambling dens in the San Gabriel Valley. If I lived in the San Gabriel Valley, I wouldn't be like, oh my God, I live in fear. They might arrest me being an innocent man not running an illegal gambling den. But the idea that they just think, oh, all Asian people are going to be impacted by this because... just because you can't tell the difference between us doesn't mean that we can't tell the difference between us. We see ourselves as law-abiding people, and people committing illegal acts, criminals. I don't identify with criminal Koreans.
I agree with that. And if they have, like, here's my view of it. If you have multiple documented instances of you re-entering America after you've been deported, they need to send you to El Salvador. That's where you need to go. Even if it's one. If you got kicked out of the country and then you came back illegally, El Salvador. Especially if you're involved in this fraud.
Along those lines, have you asked anyone to follow up on the fraud claims either to the Department of Immigrant and Refugee Affairs or SPD?
No.
So there's, as far as you're concerned right now, there's no reason to suggest there's any sort of fraud?
This whole issue is not really about fraud, right? It's about dividing and conquering.
And here's the thing, you said the person that got the longest prison sentence was a white woman. I don't care if it's the white woman that got the longest prison sentence. To my understanding, she was the one that was the head of the Feeding Our Future fraudster, but didn't she have another fraud she was doing earlier, came out and do another one, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't care if the longest prison sentence that went out was the Asian guy. I want fraudsters to go to jail. I want them to go to labor camps to pay off their debt to society. And not necessarily debt to society. Don't think that they were stealing money from...
You do realize that you can have a daycare and not take any federal funds, right? Like, you keep bringing up this whole mandated whatever the hell this is for daycare. You do realize that you can run a daycare and not take federal funds. I don't know what you're on about, man. The issue is that they were taking federal funds and there were no kids. You can run a daycare and be profitable without using government money. You know how I know that? Because that ability to take government money in order to push down prices at a daycare are a recent thing. When my mother worked at a daycare, that wasn't a thing. You know why she worked at the fucking daycare? Because I got to stay there for free. She was the daycare cook. Every morning, we would show up at like 6 in the morning and open that bitch. There was a cot in the back where I would watch her make the canned orange juice. Shit smelled like ass. I hate orange juice to this day because of it. It's the fact that they're taking federal money. And yes, it is a mandate if you take federal money to have, and by the way, they had multiple violations of this, which is why they got shut down and reopened as a new daycare. They had multiple violations of no proof of kids. So what they would do is shut the daycare down and reopen a new one and continue to take taxpayer dollars. I'm like this close to banning you. Why don't you go watch the Nick Shirley video instead of sitting here in my comments? Go watch the original video. It has all the information in it you need.
Taxpayers or the government that prints out money.
Yeah, you could sure get into somebody's comments and try to run some weird narrative, but man, whenever it comes to actually finding out the facts, Ah, damn, bro.
Them stealing money from the actual kids in a daycare, the actual kids that need autism centers. Those are the ones that are actually your victims.
So the daycare
It's about making an immigrant community a target, right? There's no.
Bro, I'm.
Again,
You're intentionally doing this. You can do that in the USA. I'm just gonna ban you. I'm just gonna ban you, dude.
Down the door and say,
You're
find me
doing
the
this on
people from
purpose.
Somalia. It
We're gonna
just
move
so
on from
happened whenever he looked online and said, hey, this place says they got 100 kids learning at this Leering Center. I don't think they're there. If every single time he went to a center and found Somalians,
I
that
don't give a fuck about vehicles, man. The only reason why I would buy an expensive vehicle is as an asset. Why the fuck would you drive an expensive vehicle around? That's just stupid. Especially in Houston. I don't give a fuck what car you drive. If I ever got millions of dollars, I would probably just get like a Toyota Corolla or something. Not a Corolla, Toyota. Fuck, what is that? Toyota. It's a hatchback. It's an SUV. RAV. I'd probably get a Toyota RAV.
that's just something that incidentally happened. He didn't say, let me go find...
Congratulations, you own like a $200,000 car that can go 0 to 1,000 in a second that you'll never be able to actually use on the roadways.
Somalian people, and then just
Bro, I
found fraud.
couldn't imagine like going somewhere and being scared of like somebody fucking with my car. Like, you know how many people that own like Lamborghinis in Houston that I've seen where like I'll go into a store, I'll come out and there's like 7 people around it taking pictures and none of them are the fucking owner. It has to be so annoying.
There. The same thing with Dr. Oz, where he was going up and down Sherman Way over in the valley. As someone that worked in the valley, I'll tell you right now, Sherman Way in the valley is like the biggest strip of like carpet shops, cell phone shops, healthcare clinics, and just rundown places with like gated parking lots that it's like, you got 20 business.
I knew somebody that had a RAV4, and it's a nice vehicle. It's reliable. It's good on gas mileage. If you get the there's also like a hybrid version of it too, if I'm not mistaken. And it's a great vehicle. It's reliable. I mean, the service as well. The people that, because she got it new, the service for it is phenomenal. I would, if I ever got another car, it'd be from a Toyota dealership. And I don't care how much money. I could be a multi-billionaire. I want something that's reliable. I don't want something that I'm gonna drive and then it end up in the shop or end up having to like wade through people whenever I stop somewhere just to get into my car. That shit's just annoying, dude. It's not.
This is here, and like,
or like just having to drop $3,000 on a scratched surface because some dickhead decided to hit their car door into mine. I don't want to deal with all that shit. That's just annoying.
None of this makes sense, but it's like if it just happened to be people from the Armenian community, people from the Russian community, so be it. We're just looking for fraudsters. Oftentimes, people build these little communities like Koreatown of all Koreans, Japantown, Filipino.
You know, I've owned 2 brand new cars in my life. I've owned a Nissan. It was a blue Nissan Versa, and then a blue Nissan, and a black Nissan Kicks. Brand spanking new, drove it off the lot.
Historic Filipino town in downtown, like they just kind of congregating somewhere. If you happen to find fraud in that spot, it's likely going to be...
And another reason why I wouldn't spend that much money on a car is because I just don't do anything. At the most, I would be driving to like the comic book shop. Do I need a $300,000 vehicle to drive to one place? No. It just seems so stupid. Not to mention the insurance on that mug too. Like, dude, why? That just seems like a waste of money.
More of them. Doesn't make you racist, doesn't make you targeting a minority, doesn't make you targeting immigrants. It just makes you someone that wants the law to be enforced. And if you are saying you don't want the law to be enforced and you're calling it racist, makes me feel like you are at the bottom of it. Actually, not at the bottom of it. You're at the top of it. You are the person at the top.
I actually wouldn't mind owning an older muscle car like a Mustang, like an old school Mustang. Or maybe like an old school truck like what they had in the Expendables. I could see myself driving something like that, yeah. I wouldn't mind that at all. I think that's kind of cool. I kind of like the Hellcats. I like the look of the old school Hellcats, but I don't know if I'll want to get one of those or not.
Of the fraud ring, in my opinion.
Reason to assume based on the identity of a daycare operator that their small business is doing anything wrong.
What have you done in those regards?
Yeah. I would love for someone working.
But I also wouldn't spend $100,000 on a Hellcat either.
Me how it's possible for dozens of hundreds of employees.
I think the most that I would be willing to spend on a renovated older school vehicle would probably be about the same price as a RAV. So maybe like 40,000. I think that's about, they say 40 or 50, right? It's like 40. It's in between that range, all right? Somewhere in there. It's been a bit since I looked at the prices.
Of obvious fraud for years. One, they weren't checking. And two, I think it was because this was not something on accident. I think this is something that happened on design. I think it was something that they build
That's
these...
a good car. Magic Man got the hookup. That's a car. There is nothing like getting inside of an old school Mustang and that has its engine rebuilt or like a newer upgraded style of engine that has all that horsepower when you turn it on and you crank it up and you hear that loud rumble. Woo! Man! That rumble that's so like banger that it makes the whole car shake. Oh! That's a car.
Things saying, aren't you guys thinking the kids? Think of the children. Think of feeding them. It's something that they built so it'd be undeniable. Something like autism care. Little communities like Koreatown of all Koreans, Japantown, historic Filipino town, and downtown. Like they just kind of congregate in somewhere. If you happen to find
Ford truck is $125K, dude, there's no fucking way. Holy shit!
fraud in that spot, it's likely going to
the
be
models farmers and ranchers need, bro. That's like half a house.
More of them.
God damn.
Doesn't make you racist.
Bro.
Doesn't make you targeting a minority. Doesn't make you. Okay, cool. I can be on board with that. Most.
Neither am I.
You let some paint to get together. We'll be.
We already painted.
No, but there's no better.
I have not heard a single good thing about a Ford Raptor, dude. I don't think. I heard. I don't know if it's true or not that it doesn't even have suspension. So like,
here, I want this guy. I don't really want to talk with this guy.
I don't know how true that
is.
is.
It's so funny. Look at the protesters out here. Thank you very much for anyone who's donated. Happy to thanks. Say thanks to everyone, but thank you very much. We don't have to live like these freaks just because they get loud, violent, and poop their pants when they don't get their way. Doesn't mean you can't speak against them. Doesn't mean we won't outvote them. Keep recording, keep talking, and win. Thank you very much.
I like Camaro too. Camaro's a good car too. Stop it! Stop talking about cars. Talking about fraud. So now we got protesters standing out on the streets that instead of picking up paintbrushes and trying to clean up this graffiti on all these buildings, I guess we're just gonna protest that now too, huh?
The boombox guy and the guy you were just talking to, if he wants to talk to you, how come he doesn't ask the boombox people to leave so he can talk to you?
Because they all work together.
But he doesn't actually want to talk, right?
No.
No, they never do. They're not trying to talk to anybody. They're just trying to sit here and do nonsense. They're not trying to be convinced of anything. They're trying to bully, they're trying to push, they're trying to disrupt. That's all they have. That's all they want to do.
Like these people, they're literally against them cleaning up graffiti.
Well, that's insane.
Yeah, and then they claim that they care about it, that they care about anything.
It's insane, right?
Ridiculous.
Look at them. They're too afraid to even show their faces too.
Yeah.
Like that's the crazy thing. Like they don't even want to show their faces because they know they're doing wrong.
You got a turtle over there. No, it's extreme.
Like it's extremist.
Yeah.
Like you.
But you think it's like.
I could see a tractor being that much. The tractors typically last a really long time, so I could see tractors being a lot of money.
The Mr. Antifa bullhorn guy.
Typically, they last
He
a
can't
while.
actually have a conversation with you.
No, because he knows he's not right.
Yeah.
Like he's defending fraud. That's what he's defending.
It's totally mental.
Like totally mental. I gotta find the garbage. Here, I'm gonna put this right here. All right.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, I'll see you next week.
Let's see. Thank you, man.
For coming.
Appreciate it. What do you think about? We got people out here in Black Bloc Antifa.
Yeah.
We got them to wake up. Here, block them out so
they got to get out of here.
Seriously, they got to get out. That works.
It's not very fun whenever you're the minority in this situation, huh? By the way, this is a stream that he did, so that's why it's kind of doing this weird stuff. It's not mine, it's him. So just keep that in mind. But it's kind of funny to see these guys' tactics used against them.
The scammers. They're worse than the scammers.
Yeah, they are worse than Trump. Trump is not a pedophile.
They are, right? Because like, not only do they advocate for the scammers, they would just as easily put you in jail for no reason. Like, think about that.
They probably are. They're getting paid. Get out of here.
America, the greatest country on earth.
Exactly.
Got people anti cleaning up America.
Anti-cleaning up the streets.
Yes, anti cleaning up.
That's literally, they're against cleaning up the streets.
Okay. They love Disney. I wonder why.
Got a good point there. Okay. Yeah, block off those folks.
Nick, everybody loves.
Oh, I love you too, ma'am. I'm looking for. I gotta get a brush. Might as well paint. How are you doing? Yeah, of course. Got it. Thank you. Oh, love you too. So many moms and women are out here today.
Yeah, you know why? Because they're fighting for their children, that's why. Unlike the idiots and the freaking EBT tribes that are out there just trying to cause chaos and steal shit and throw peaceful bricks at police. That's all they have, man.
Oh, thank you.
They don't care about the future whenever they sit there as Nepo babies and just continue to feed off of everything instead of doing anything.
So you're stoked for the painting?
Yeah.
Yeah, he talked to all the business owners beforehand.
That's why.
And Sweeney's over here asking him, like, hey, do you guys want to paint?
Yeah, that's great. It's cool to see the community coming together.
Well, I think it's funny because, like, why wouldn't you ask? Like, if they're going to stand there and try to protest somebody like Nick Shirley, why don't you see what their morals really are? Are they willing to paint graffiti off of a building for free? See where their morals are. Yeah, there should never be a time in this country's history where people don't come together to clean graffiti off of walls. I'm sorry. If high schoolers can do it, if people you get in fight with, in for example, if you got into a fight with somebody at school, sometimes they'd make you go around and clean up all the gum off the tables, right, during your detention. If you can do that together, there's no reason why you guys can't come together and paint some graffiti off the wall.
I saw one business open their door.
There is only benefits from getting rid of the graffiti.
Did they not?
I believe you have people out here, bro. Yeah, likewise. Let's.
You want me to take it?
Sure. Thanks, dude.
Of course.
This is great.
A store on the corner called Nordic Knots and even Canal Rubber. These are great small businesses. They each employ 5 to 15 people that are all paying sales tax, all paying income tax, and are valid legal businesses, as opposed to like this over here, where this owner is struggling. It's not me, but another owner is struggling to rent out in spaces because of all the counterfeiters on the street. And it's a problem. He's been sitting here vacant, coming out of his pocket to pay his property taxes, and he's getting no services for it. So it's not a good situation. This corner specifically is a hotbed.
Oh, it's really solid drugs.
This is like ground zero. Yeah. Drugs, barbecuing on the street.
This is such a weird thing.
Tons of people hanging out outside. It deters actual tenants from coming here. And it's a shame, really, what's happening.
It really is a shame. Like, right just there, that's where, actually, my cameraman right here got jumped and punched. And,
well, it kind of surprises me because in order to have a business like that, I thought you had to have like a business license. I didn't think you could just set up shop with like a blanket on the sidewalk without some sort of license that allows you to do that. That's what I always thought. I thought you had to have some form of like, not only just like a business license, but like the permits for the building, a building. Like, that's another thing, a building. Like a food truck, for example. There's a reason why it's a food truck. It has to have like a physical form. I didn't think a 4x4 blanket was part of that.
You remember that video? Yeah, and then the guy
on a public sidewalk, mind you, on a public sidewalk.
Deported him. DHS grabbed him, and then he's actually back out on the street. Already.
Yeah,
and that'll be coming out in a new video.
That's New York City with bail reform and a bunch of other things that just don't make sense.
Yeah, it makes absolutely no sense. A lot of the things that happen here in New York City. And it's funny because I
kind of like that idea. A business where if you get insurance on yourself and you go to like a McDonald's and you get sick, then you can we help in suing the McDonald's. That's a good idea.
You want law and order here, but
that's a really good idea.
All can just sell here.
Use their own cards against them.
Always been like this.
I've been told. So the police do actually an amazing job. They come here, they make arrests, but their resources are limited. And the problem is that it doesn't get prosecuted in the city level and the state level because so to fit at the time that they make the bust. And I think that's the correct language, but I'm not 100% sure. So that means they need a third-party verification to come and say that those goods are fake, even though they clearly, obviously are. So the city's resources are tied. They come, they make arrests.
So they're making it harder to keep these people in jail where they belong so they cut the funding to the police. They make it to where they have to use all these resources in order to capture these guys and then require them to have a third party come and verify the fake goods. That is insanity. That's
when the
so
guys are
crazy.
Out in an hour or the next day, what could they do? So,
and people say, well, crime's down, but the reason why crime is down is nobody's reporting the crimes
exactly
that are happening.
Yeah,
because nothing happens.
And the same thing with Canal Street. It's like, should we make complaints to local city council members and politicians? Yes, because otherwise, even though it's not going to do anything, but otherwise they're just going to say, oh, there's not an issue here. Nobody's making any complaints.
Really insane, nuts. Videos together on YouTube. Watch videos together on YouTube.
Graffiti? Are you sick?
See, now he's calling Sweeney anti-Semitic.
Why don't you be going to Israel?
Why don't you paint? You have the paintbrush. Either paint or give it to somebody who's willing to help their community. This is what we should be doing with these people. If you have these people standing around you and you've got a line of patriots trying to paint over graffiti, just ignore this moron. This guy is nothing. He's a pissant in the grand scheme of things. That's all he is. He's just trying to be a thorn in everybody's side.
Goodbye for the paint. I could be going to Instagram.
Where's the paint? I need a paintbrush.
Take a paintbrush.
I know. Someone give me a paintbrush. It feels like I'd rather have like other people. It's like
go ahead.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Some of this.
Feels
Here, want you back?
I'm not trying to be performative out here, but maybe we'll do it.
It's not performative. It's regular.
Well, I'm letting the people.
Yeah, it's not performative if you're actually doing the task. What are you talking about? It's not performative. It's like if you're painting over graffiti, you're doing the task. You're showing your support for the community. And what's crazy is this isn't even Nick Shirley's community. He's done more for communities that weren't even his than these idiots have done standing around calling people names. It's a beautiful thing. It is.
All right, Nick, what do you got to say?
Like W. Nick Shirley.
Wait, what are you guys protesting? We're doing graffiti.
Like, this is the biggest example of citizen.
It's working. It's working to JP
Nice.
For a while.
Nice. What do you say?
Goodbye for my family.
All right.
I'll look this way.
You might need to get up there. You're a little bit taller than I am.
No problem.
You got the legend. Trust.
Is these guys still trying to follow him around?
Guys, would you like to? Would you like to? Okay. You want to?
Bro, this guy is a parasite.
Yeah,
Go away.
There we go. I'm going to do some social.
Bro, just paint the damn thing.
Would you like to?
Shirley and I are going to do some social.
Nope, they don't want to. Crazy.
Yeah. So excited. Yeah.
All right.
I'll look this way.
You might need to get up there. You're a little bit taller than I am.
No problem.
You got the legend Preston out here today.
Goodbye for my family.
Very good work out here today. Look,
What kind of week it is?
I'm not even gonna say his name because he's so retarded. Walter Masterson's trying to make this about. I'm not even gonna say his name because he's so retarded. Let's see. Chat, should I start painting a little bit more?
You take this card from a person who's disabled
Dude, Nick is awesome.
Okay.
I love Nick. Nick Shirley is amazing.
For 20 years. I'm the one that wrote the law.
Obviously, Nick Shirley's amazing.
Nice. Put us to work. And, with all the illegals now, we don't make any money.
Yeah,
I want to hear that. I want to hear that again. I want to hear
20
that.
years. I'm the one that wrote the law, General Business Law 35A.
Oh, nice.
That put us to work. And, with all the illegals now, we don't make any money.
Yeah, how's all the illegal migrants coming into the city affected people like you?
Well, they take all the spots. What we did is
That's a United States Marine. That is a United States Marine veteran. I can feel my blood pressure skyrocketed right now. So you mean to tell me this man can't make a living? He can't even retire because you got all these illegals moving up into the state that are just being handed a place to live, being handed money, being handed food stamps, handed transportation, health care. This man out here, a Marine veteran, served this country, and he out here having to work and losing spots to illegals? Boys, I think we got a problem here.
The law gives us areas in Midtown, and there's only 100 and something of us. But they come and they set up beside us at lower prices. We can't make any money anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been fighting against these illegal vendors for 30 years. And it was only about 20 years ago when I wrote the law. We took it to Albany.
Trained in
and we lobbied it through.
That's right. Trained in Wukong.
Ourselves. We didn't get any lawyers or anything. And everything was great for a while until they started setting up all the illegals coming into the city, setting up around us where we couldn't make a living anymore. But I got a lot of contacts in City Hall. I'd like to give them to you. You can set up in Midtown with one of us with our tables.
Okay.
Anytime you need it, okay?
That'd be great. That would be great.
Right down disabled veteran vendor.
Yours is?
We got disabled veterans having to turn to YouTubers because the goddamn state doesn't want to help provide. This is fucking sick. This is sick.
James?
Yeah, I was the president of the Rotary Club up in Inwood.
Perfect. Got it.
Here's all my
W200
licenses.
joules for the sun shine. W200 joules from a Cal 007. W.
Disabled cards, everything.
Oh, wow. And you're a vet?
Yeah.
What'd you serve in?
Marine Corps.
That's what's up. That's epic.
It's right on my head.
I know that didn't just.
That's awesome.
I saw it in the paper and I wanted to come down and, make contact with you because we'll help you in any way we can with whatever you do in the city. Amazing. I was born in Washington Heights.
Oh, really?
This is my city.
If you're broke as a veteran, it's your fault. All my friends who were vets, by the time they finish their tours. How many of y'all been veterans in here? How many of y'all have been quote unquote set up by the United States government? This man in here trying to say that he has a bunch of friends and it's your fault that you're broke. Honestly, though, If you're broke as a veteran, it's your fault. All my friends who were vets were set up by the time they finished their tours. Huh. It seems like everybody is very vocal about what you're saying here. That's interesting. I started a truck business because a vet knew a guy. If you don't network in the military, you're fucked up. Not by the government, by networking. Just be smart and you can retire before 40. Honestly, though, like... I don't think you realize how many veterans are in chat, man. I don't know if PIJ counts. I mean, was it part of the United States? That's right, didn't you know? You're supposed to network, guys. Didn't you know that it's not the fact that you served your country that should matter. It's the fact that you networked. God forbid you go and die for your country. But did you network? Hold on, wait, you fought? Your friends fought and died for the country and their kids can't afford your spouse can't afford daycare? Wait, what? She can't afford to send them to college? What? She's going bankrupt and can't afford the house because her husband's dead now? Wow, maybe she should have networked. Oh man, oh no, she didn't network. Why? Her husband failed her. How dare her husband do that? Bro, you cooked. W2 Jules, by the way. That's crazy, bruh. If you can't make any resources while in the greatest military in the world, you're a scrub. It sounds to me like you have no idea what you're talking about. That's what it sounds like to me. I guess you could apply the same logic to school, right? Think about how many connections you could have made. It's a shame that Jeff Bezos wasn't your friend growing up in school. Why didn't you make those connections? Or are you stupid? How dare you go to school to learn anything? It's for the connections. If you apply this logic to anything, including the military, you're a fucking retard. You're an idiot. You're dumb. No, you go to the military to serve the country, not to fuck around with friends. Like, it kind of like, it baffles me where you could pull this mentality from. For leftists? She didn't serve. That's crazy. That mentality is so crooked, it's not even funny. What we have here, my guys, is a capitalist. We do not have a pro-American. We have a to-the-core capitalist that's willing to allow husbands to go off and die for their country in service and completely fuck over families and watch them become hungry and die. You are a capitalist. I'm all for making money. I think that making money is a damn good thing. I think that, and you know what's crazy? That you could sit here and say this. You know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because you're banned. You're stupid and you're banned. And I'm not even going to think about this. I'm going to talk about the guy that called veterans dumb. You're dumb. You're actually just banned, dude. Just get out of here. Bye-bye now. Have fun. What an idiot.
You know?
How do you feel about that, where your city's gone?
It's gone to shit. It's been going on for a long time.
Mm.
You know? I mean, I don't know how else to say it.
Capitalism has the most opportunities in an American Western culture marketplace. When you have a hybrid like what we have here in America, you can be a piss poor motherfucker and become a billionaire overnight by investing in something like crypto. I know because somebody I worked with at Walmart had it happen to him. I think that's an amazing thing. I think that's a great thing.
Of putting where the city is. And, you know, it's in everything. It's just in everything. We had the Veterans Parade the other day, and you know how many police cars showed up? It was 50 police cars for a small parade. What are we going to take the funds for the city to watch us have it? We can't even have a Memorial Day parade anymore. You know, we got to take the money out of the city.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there used to be one car could accompany us. Now it's gotten completely crazy. But
I mean, look at it. 'Cause for instance, you had protesters out here protesting people trying to make the city cleaner. Like, there's that legit brainwashing.
Yeah, that's true. The Hawk Tua girl. Remember, she Hawk Tua'd, and she became wealthy off of it. Like, just as simple, like, saying, like, Hawk Tua made someone a multimillionaire. Like, dude, this country's amazing. And the fact that the government doesn't take the money away makes it even more amazing. But I definitely don't want somebody in my chat calling veterans dumb. Bro, if you serve this country, you should be set up for life. Your family should be set up for life. If you lose your life, your grandkids shouldn't have to worry about college funding. Like, what are you talking about?
I think that's the good place.
Okay?
I don't get it either.
That's communism. By the way, whenever you don't want to acknowledge the people that made this country, yeah, no, you're no ally of mine.
It doesn't register in my brain. So I don't know what else to tell you, but we have a pretty big organization. I could tell you, have you talked to, what's her name? Palladino in the city council?
Mm-hmm.
Have you talked to her?
No, I have not.
Well, okay, you should, because she's the head of the minority in the city council.
Okay.
She's the head of conservatives, and she sets up in every meeting, and she's been, you know, with us and with against where the city's been going.
Mm-hmm.
Then we had de Blasio. We lost, you know, I see the texting. We lost $1 billion to de Blasio's wife. Nobody knows where it went. You know,
$1 billion. Wow. I will. Not even surprised.
We got to pay to feed people. We got to pay to take them into, you know, to pay for the schooling. You got to pay for the housing. You know, we just want to pay for.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that what the Hawk Tua bitch did was good. I think she's a piece of crap for doing the crypt. I wasn't. Whenever Nigel God the Fish was talking about the Hawk Tua girl, he was referencing her and the fact that she became famous because of one thing she did. He was kind of leaving out the whole like crypto part of that. What she did after she became famous was dog shit. Like, obviously, which really is kind of sad to see because she had like the third most watched podcast on the platform. Why would you give that up? Are you stupid? Like, just so you could rug pull a bunch of people for crypto. It's so fucking
people
dumb.
live here.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Okay. Well, God bless you, sir. Thank you very much for everything you've done.
Okay, let's move on. Let's move on.
Crazy. 1 dead, 780 arrests.
Jubilant celebrations turned into rioting and clashes with police after the streets of Paris were overtaken by joyous PSG fans.
The thing is that they didn't need they just wanted an excuse to cause mass riot. That's all they wanted. If you look at the before and after pictures of the streets, it looks like it was bombed in Germany. Like, the entire roadways are scorched with, like, It looks like it was bombed. Like, it looks like the streets of Germany. If you look at streets in Germany whenever like World War II ended, are whenever the war ended in Germany, you would see a lot of the fucking streets, the cars would be, I'm trying to word this so that way I'm not fumbling. You would see the roads, they would be scorched with like black burnt marks up the side through the black, like you could see the, what's the word for it? I want to call it alligatoring, but it's not. It's where a fire starts, you can see it going up the side of a wall, and it looks kind of like alligator skin. Do we know what that's called? What is that called? There's a name for it. It's been so long. What is it called whenever a fire starts and you see the black, what looks like alligator skin on the side of a wall?
That pattern of black
Oh,
cracked wood that looks like alligator skin.
It is alligatoring. Okay. It is literally just called alligatoring. That's funny. It's kind of like bubbled alligatoring on the sides of the building and on the road. And the cars are just burned into the pavements from the bombs, right? That's what it looked like.
Their club's victory.
Let's celebrate by killing somebody.
Fans with flares briefly took over the main ring road that surrounds Paris, bringing traffic to a standstill. Bus shelters destroyed and cars and trash were...
What the fuck is going on?
Police in the capital appeared overwhelmed by the chaos. Similar scenes reported in multiple...
I'm sorry, dude. Like, come on. What is this? Come on.
French
Holy
cities,
shit.
including Grenoble, Bordeaux, Lyon, Strasbourg, and Rennes.
Wait, this is for a soccer game?
No. The excuse was for a soccer game.
The riots and clashes with the police are now taking place at the next to the Eiffel Tower.
Jesus,
oh
man.
my God. Paris is burning. The fire reaches the Eiffel Tower. Man, what a
That's
scene.
crazy.
Cool picture, though. Yes, Nevrons are real. Nevrons are real, and they're in Paris right now. And they're shooting it at the police officers? This is insane. Harry Potter. Nevrons in Paris. That was a great song. Paris is in flames. Dude, this is actually such a crazy photo. Like, it's actually insane, the framing for some of these. Muslim gang riots. Why do people think it's a Muslim gang?
That's probably why.
Okay, I get it. Lighting the garbage on fire? Okay, yeah, because it is. And there is the Eiffel Tower. And this is the aftermath?
Look at that. Bro, it looks like a damn tornado went through that bitch. Lee, see that?
And this is the aftermath?
Holy!
Holy fuck. It's like a fucking war zone. This is how Polish fans celebrate their club's victory. Wait, so you're telling me you don't have to burn down the city? Why would you destroy your own country? This is the problem.
Well, you destroy your own country if you're there and you don't really care about the country. That's why you destroy it.
Going to just be brutally honest, and I'm going to speak in plain English. I think that Hitler mind-fucked and the Nazis mind-fucked all of Western civilization into thinking any degree of cultural preservation is inherently evil. All of these countries, I think, were so deeply, profoundly affected by World War II, they view any level of cultural preservation through the lens of Nazism. And because of that, it's led them down basically a suicide path. They're unable to acknowledge that there is a problem. They're unable to do that because they don't want to be perceived as this evil that they have recently overcome. PSG wins the CL? No. No! They can't do this!
Fucking ridiculous, bro. Hold on. Hassan's in more trouble, of course.
He got.
Hold on, let me use the bathroom. I'll be right back. Let me use the bathroom right quick. Hold on. Okay. We back.
Banned out the UK, I'm saying.
Left-wing YouTube pundit Jenkins.
So he got banned out of the UK? Is that
banned
real?
From entering the UK? Yeah. Okay. Well, I didn't want to talk about it, but my visa has also been revoked. We just found out.
You shouldn't have been supporting terrorist organizations.
Oh, you want to see a Houthi musical? Sure.
I know they're singing, but I'm seeing just guns and shit. This isn't a music video, Hassan.
We think the Houthis, Ansar Allah, is doing what Luffy would do.
You decided to opt into the realm of supporting terrorism, and now this happened to you.
Yes, I will not be going as it stands currently. I don't believe that I'll be.
Did Hassan really think that communism was just going to take over the world? I don't understand. Like, was the mindset for Hassan that what they were pushing people weren't going to wake up to? The only reason why they were even able to push it for as long as they did is because Americans mostly just, they didn't care, because the thing is like when you're being practically worked to death, you don't really have the time to touch base with these topics. But whenever it started affecting gamers first, and then it bled into actual working communities, like that veteran we just saw in the Nick Shirley video, and it started affecting everybody, well, then they're going to start waking up to this. I mean, it's going to be so apparent they're not going to be able to ignore it anymore. Like, that's, what did you expect?
Supporting terrorism, it's actually not very
You should always make sure you cover your bases when it comes to covering your asses in the future. You should always do that.
In a lot of places of the world.
I can't believe I'm calling Nasrallah base. I mean, listen, these motherfuckers are better read than you by a million. I don't know who to reach out for this. I was supposed to do something with Zach Polanski, do something with Jeremy Corbyn, do something at the Oxford Union, and now the Labour government has revoked our visas. A sad state of affairs where obviously the interests of Israel take the highest priority.
Bro, you're advocating for known terrorists. Multiple countries acknowledge the fact that the Hezbollah people are terrorists, man. Holy fuck. Bro, he's gonna stub his toe in the morning, and he's gonna blame Israel. Holy God. Bro, tell me you're a Hassan Piker viewer without telling me you're a Hassan Piker viewer. Like,
Thing is that like there's a lot of people that are critical of Israel, but they're not banned. Man. You can be critical of Israel while still saying that Hamas is a terrorist organization and not gassing up Houthis on your stream.
What the Houthis are doing is a good thing. 10 toes.
So like using a place in the Gaza Strip to murder thousands of Israelis and capture 500 more is a good thing. The things that they did to the women, dude, they were so horrible that they didn't want it to come out. What are you fucking talking about? Why do you think Israel bombed that bitch into the Stone Age? They killed thousands.
Fucking down.
Like, I mean, you can do both of those things. I think most people can.
Nick Shirley can go.
Hezbollah did, by the way. A Iran-backed terrorist organization.
Though, of course, because
Nick Shirley isn't supporting terrorist groups that murder and kill people. It's really simple, actually.
Walk around with like blades in their fucking belts and look cool, okay? And make musicals. They make a lot of musicals. Nick Shirley is a dog for the fascist state. That fascism is here. The UK that's like completely captive to the interests of pro-Israel advocacy organizations. Like they are.
Is Japan?
At least they're not being pro-terrorist.
Categorizes Hamas and all of these people as terrorists. At a certain point, everybody that disagrees with you isn't Israel. It's so stupid.
And this is the liberal government, right? The Labor government is supposed to be the liberal government doing this.
Yeah.
And the American government is the right-wing government doing it. Like, we are in the 1930s era.
Yeah, people are universally aligned against terrorism. This is on his Twitter account. You can see it's his
First to use anti-ship ballistic missiles in human history. First to engage in space combat. First to enact a naval blockade with mostly territorial capabilities. First to strike Ben Grove Airport in a direct hit with all of Israel's defenses layers failing. That's crazy.
Worst nation on earth, and they still find time to make music videos promoting a literal terrorist propaganda. How's he not banned? I don't know.
Straight up fucking fascism. That's it.
He's not banned because the people at Twitch won't ban him. That's why he's not banned. Twitch is the only place that this man is able to prosper and make money off of. If he loses Twitch, he's done. He knows it too.
Makes it fascism. So if you don't let people that support terrorism into the country, it's fascism.
Do you think he's like Anne Frank?
What?
Oh
Do you
yes.
think he's like Anne Frank?
Whenever Ethan Klein completely decimated Hassan Piker, dude, that was beautiful.
Oh,
W.
no.
Ethan Klein.
Yeah, of course, absolutely.
You think Tucker and Nick Fuentes should also be banned? No, of course not, because they don't support terrorist organizations.
That's it. Israel is a fascist country.
Well, he read a terrorist manifesto on stream. And what did Twitch do? Twitch gave him a suspension on his 1 day off.
To enforce its bidding upon other countries, and in an effort to abide by the wishes of a foreign country like Israel, the Western liberal democracies that are supposed to protect and preserve speech, even if they don't have a First Amendment like we do here in the United States of America, they're supposed to.
Hassan doesn't care about freedom of speech. He doesn't care about any of this. He had no problem getting Nick
Yeah,
Fuentes.
well, I mean, you want to talk about freedom of speech? Why isn't he talking out about the Stop Nick Shirley Act in California? Freedom of the press is part of the First Amendment. It's currently being violated openly in a state of law. So where is your 2 fucks and 1 shit to give there? I don't see it.
Has deplatformed, never said anything about me getting deplatformed. Whenever he's talking about freedom of speech, he's talking about his freedom of speech. The moment that it happens to him, well, now it's different. Oh, okay. Did Hassan Piker incriminate himself again? No.
Like, as an American citizen and as a member of the media, of course I'm going to sometimes talk to members of, state-sponsored terrorist organizations. That's a normal part of the process.
If you don't want to have that happen and you don't want to get banned, don't support terrorism.
Yeah, there you go. Problem solved. It's not complicated. Don't complicate something very simple. It's very, very simple. Those demonstrators wearing a plague doctor style mask, yelling questions and insults to officers stationed outside the facility. Am I wrong? The confrontation came as ICE agents joined by state and local law enforcement continued managing demonstrations outside the detention center. Oh, they're mad because they can't, roll up onto the actual station, huh? They're mad because they got pushed back. Look at these fucks. Just those protests looking awfully thin nowadays, huh? They're looking real thin nowadays. I wonder why Legacy isn't trying to cover this. By the way, W New York Post. Go check out New York Post on YouTube. W New York Post. Crazy, man.
They're literally threatening you to disband if you protecting and serving?
Man, these people are schizoid. There it goes. That's right. Yeah, y'all mad now that the police are cracking down on this BS, huh? Go get them, big boys. Ooh, dang. Ooh, dude, they dragged. He going to jail. They got him. Bro, just imagine how badass it would be to be the guy in the back of all those SWAT members, pushing up, just launching those things in there. Dude, that's got to be the best job in the freaking world. Oh, dude, I would pay to be that. Okay? You just sitting there launching that shit like a trebuchet? Dude, what? Ooh, we got protests on Fox, boys. Yet another thing that I covered before Legacy. Hold on, wait a minute. I've been covering this for a few days now.
So at least 20 arrests were made as Newark ordered.
I need to get a little chalkboard on my side or behind me, or maybe something where I chalk it. I get like a chalk and I scrape it down for every time I start covering something prior to the legacy media. You know what I'm saying?
Overnight curfew around Delaney Hall after protests turned violent outside the ICE detention facility. Now the governor, Mikey Sherrill, is calling for the facility to shut down.
We've seen what has happened with ICE across the country. I won't let that unfold here.
Well, it unfolded and happened to the rest of the country. What makes you think you're special? What, Tim Walz' complete and total floppy failure in Minneapolis just didn't give you, didn't demoralize you enough, huh? Man, that entitlement sure is showing, huh, Karen?
Having worked with New Jersey State Police and local law enforcement, I know how well trained they are. The best in the nation. I trust them to follow our Constitution. I knew it would be better to have...
Yeah, you're right, and they are. That's the best part. When they disperse your crazy... And you know what's funny is, like, these people like her and Tim Walz and whoever the mayor was over in Minneapolis, all they have left is their talk. When J.D. Vance showed up and set the record straight with the police there, the nonsense in Minneapolis stopped. It stopped. It was done. As long as the police do the crowd control, the ICE agents are able to get the illegals out with no problems. You're just talking. As long as the state and local police show up and they have their riot gear set up and they're pushing the crowds back, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you say. No one cares what you say. Complain about it, cry about it, bitch about it. They're still going to continue deporting illegals. You know why? Because that's their job. That's what was voted on.
Them handle the situation rather than ICE. I'll keep pressing DHS to do better, to abide by our nation's Constitution, and to close Delaney Hall down for good.
All right, let's bring in former acting DHS Deputy Secretary, Senior Fellow for the Immigration and Homeland Securities at the Center for Renewing America, Ken Cuccinelli. Ken, thanks so much for joining us this morning. I looked at the menu.
Good thing, Lawrence.
It seems like average day meals that any typical American would eat, but they have a problem with it. What are they talking about?
Well,
yeah, that's the reason why this morning I walked back some of the stuff I had said, as I had watched Aspen play it, watched the video, right? I wasn't going to react to the whole video because I had seen it, but I did react to the police press conference that they gave, and it was just like the manifesto, it was crap. But if I don't even know what the Ben, if Ben makes another video, I'll watch it. I'm waiting for a new video to pop up. And I also linked the video in the chat whenever I reacted to the police conference and whatever. Whenever Ben makes a new video, I'll react to that instead of somebody like Charlie, because it was a really good video. It was amazing. And it really put into perspective everything. So I obviously had polishing to do. And now that it's all polished up, I understand what's going on with the situation.
They'd have a problem no matter what it said. They're cooking up a problem. This is a set of stunts we've seen before at other ICE facilities. I will say that the governor said one thing I agree with, that it's better to have local and state police deal with protesters than to have them dealing directly, confronting DHS. That makes a lot more sense. But everything else she said was really just fantasy.
Yeah, they want what Hakeem Jeffries is now calling for, which is for the facility to be closed. This seems to be the end goal. Let's listen.
This is not America. Delaney Hall should be shut down, and every single individual, particularly those at a high level connected to this facility, they're engaging in a depraved indifference to human life.
Oh, so it was
a depraved indifference to human life? What about the fact that you've got literal rapists that are being let out because the crime wasn't violent enough? What about the human life of that victim? I guess they just don't deserve humanity, right? But these schizos that come here and cause problems do? That's crazy to me.
Never about enforcement.
Man, that moral high ground looking awful soft nowadays, huh?
It was never about the meals that they were eating. It was about stopping illegals that are in this country from being detained.
Deported. That's right. Absolutely. And I don't think there's ever any serious question about it. But that clip you just showed, Lawrence, really takes the mask off it, if you will. This has nothing to do with the facility or the meals or how they treat people. And by the way, ICE treats people with the same kind of dignity and respect that we treat people that we hold in local jails or federal prisons and so forth. They have rights, they're human beings, and they're treated with dignity. But they have broken the law, and they're on the path to being deported. So these folks are enforcing the law. And the protesters don't object to the treatment, they object to the law.
You good, Artemis, man. You ain't got to apologize for that. I'm just happy you showed up, you know? Hell, if you don't show up because you're busy, that's fine, too. That's all right.
Voted for. Joe Biden voted for. Chuck Schumer voted for. That's the law that's being enforced by these NICE agents. And that's what these folks object to.
That's what the country voted on. You know, the people that determine everything in the country, the voters, this thing that you're trying to replace in your states, they voted on this. If you want to sit here and act like a third world country, then we should just cut you off. We should cut off all your funding, completely like wall off your entire state, treat that bitch like the Mexican border or the Mexico border, and let you fend for yourself. See how quickly that goes. I said the same thing with Minneapolis. They should do the same thing to New York too. You want to sit here and do this? Let's see how long you last. And once everything's burnt to the ground, because you know that's where it's gonna go, we'll just walk over what's left of the land and take it back. Problem solved. We should do that to any place that called themselves a sanctuary city.
There's no closing the facility. That, again, that's just political posturing by the governor, who's aligning
herself. Well, it's just like Mayor Bass trying to put up all those ridiculous signs that said, they said something about ICE cannot use this as a staging area or a facility or da-da-da. The ICE just pulled those signs off and threw that shit in the garbage. Because it's trash. It's garbage.
In many ways with these protesters, short of the violence. I'm sure she doesn't want violence in New Jersey. But I think
so it's New Jersey now. So we got to do the same thing in New Jersey. We should do the same thing in California, New Jersey, Minnesota, and New York. Am I missing any?
This is being handled correctly by NICE, and I think that the governor is trying to have her cake and eat it too. She is doing the right thing with local and state police dealing with violent protesters, but at the same time, she's doing all the political virtue signaling we've seen from everybody on the left.
Yeah, it took her a while, but once Markwayne Mullin said, okay, fine, Newark is not going to get any CBP agents to process people on these international flights, she changed her tune. Smart of her.
Which was brilliant.
Mm-hmm. It was brilliant.
Wait, what changed her tune?
Once Markwayne Mullin said, okay, fine, Newark is not going to get any CBP agents to process people on these international flights, she changed her tune. Smart was brilliant.
Yep.
It was brilliant because he knows exactly what he's doing. Ken, thanks so much for joining the program.
W. It's nice to see politicians in power that are doing the Uno reverse cards on these morons. Seriously. It's a beautiful thing. It really is. On the brink, Iranian liners crash. Something. What is this?
Right to Alex Hogan, who is live in D.C. with the latest.
I don't give a fuck about that. That's too much. Justin Trump responds after U.S.-Iran trade strikes. What is this?
So President Trump says Iran still wants to make a deal, despite the two sides trading strikes over the weekend.
And it comes as the president has reportedly toughened his terms for Tehran.
All right, Alexandra Hoff is live at the White House with the details. Good morning, Alex.
Well, good morning to you. The president issuing a message of reassurance this morning on Truth Social, especially for those who are pushing him to get this deal done faster. He said, quote, sit back and relax. It'll all work out in the end. The president continuing on Truth Social. Iran really wants to make a deal, and it will be a good one for the USA and those that are with us. Now, the demands from the U.S. side remain to be Iran has to agree to no nuclear weapon, but they also have to agree not to buy one. Any remaining materials have to be destroyed. The Strait of Hormuz has to open with no tolls. Sea mines, they also have to be removed, and the U.S. naval blockade has to be lifted. The president highlighting to Fox that main point has already been agreed to.
The one guarantee that I have to have is that there will be no nuclear weapons. They've agreed to that. And it was very interesting. They originally said, we will not develop a nuclear weapon. I said, well, what happens if you buy a nuclear weapon? So now it says we will not develop or in any way purchase a military weapon. That's a big difference. So we're getting what we want slowly. Very tough negotiators. It takes a long time. I'm in no hurry.
Because when you're in a hurry, according to the president, you make bad decisions, bad deals. But there still is the issue of who's in charge.
The regime is fairly discombobulated, as you know. That's why it's taken so long to negotiate anything. But President Trump has been clear. He wants this decision to be made by the Iranian people in terms of who will lead that country.
The thing is that's flawed at its baseline. The Iranians want freedom from the IRGC. The Iranians don't have any freedom from the IRGC because they're still in power. Therefore, we should be dropping bombs to remove the IRGC and make sure that the Iranians there are finally free to make their own damn decisions and not be mass killed by these fucking schizo terrorists. Trump making a deal with these schizo terrorists is a terrible, fucking awful idea, no matter how many times he rewords the stupid thing. Now we're going to be stuck here for 2 fucking months waiting on this bullshit. I want the Tangerine Warlord back. Where is the aggression Trump had in the first year and a half of his term? Where is that Trump at? That's who I want. That's who I was promised. I want the aggression back. I want the Insurrection Act used on these frickin' states that are allowing all this bullshit. That's what I want.
I think we need to have an opportunity to see if we can get to a deal. And hopefully what we see is a resurrection of a country that has great economic potential.
And that potential is why the president says he has so far resisted in wiping out, as he's put it, the entirety of Iran's military because it would take so long for the country to rebuild. But he does still reserve that option if this deal goes south, guys.
That's right.
All right. Thanks so much.
That's right.
So, I mean, we have the
You best believe I'm always representing in here.
exchange of fire, and over the weekend it became clear that those rockets shot at Kuwait hit our base.
Yes.
And we have guys injured. So they wanted retaliation because we also disabled a ship this weekend after we took out.
I wouldn't be surprised if Rachel's right. And I wouldn't be surprised if they're using, I mean, hell, I'm just going to say it. I wouldn't be surprised if they're using the Epstein files to determine the outcome of this war. It's one of the reasons why I don't really think Trump should be in office, that J.D. Vance or Marco Rubio should take office. Like, Trump should step down because those Epstein files, they put him in a place of compromising. He's compromised because of those files. He didn't. I'm not saying he necessarily did anything wrong in them, but there are too many redactions in those files that are still there that do leave a lot to be questioned, and I think that the files are very compromising. I think they are, in my opinion.
Some of their assets because they were being provocative with us. So this is a low.
And if there is anything in there, and any of the enemies of the of America decided that they wanted to use those files and they were able to unredact them, they could use them as leverage, which is a big problem.
Essentially, we're still engaging with them, and they feel as though that they can hit us because the president does not want to go back to military force. I think they're mistaken again.
Yeah, I mean, the president is holding right now because he's trying to get some sort of peace deal. But I
think you're right. That's the thing also is, like, if there was anything in the Epstein files, they would have used it. And there's nothing. There's nothing there. They probably knew there was nothing there. And they're just
to put it into perspective,
doing it so that way they could try to disenfranchise Trump.
They're restocked. They're ready to go. If you listen to the Secretary of War,
but for the most part, it kind of feels like the Democrats have been openly and completely obliterated with most of these topics that they tried to bring up. The thing is like even now like in the past couple weeks, the usual arguments that would drop into chat have just completely vanished. That the arguments that put them as trying to defend the immigrants, the illegals, I mean, and all this other stuff, they've completely vanished. I don't know if it's because the money's running out or if they've just finally accepted the fact that they're stupid and they're deciding to get educated. They got to get that edumacation, you know what I'm saying? They're going to get learned. You know, they got to do something because the same arguments that they bring up are just being obliterated by everything in social media. They're just being dismantled like crazy.
During that cabinet meeting the other day, the president looks over and was like, he's ready at any time to start back operations. So, you know, I appreciate the president trying to accomplish peace. You saw what he said on Truth Social about everybody remaining calm. But at some point, he is going to get frustrated, and we're going to see us go back.
He said if they don't comply, then we will have to go in with force. But right now, he says he's taking a very patient approach.
Yeah, like even like the basic protests are mostly empty, and there are even mayors now that are coming forward from some of these protests and saying that it's Antifa from out of state that's going to their state and causing riots. And not to mention all the money that has been confirmed, like that have been put towards these protests from like China and other places in the United States that they have found a paper trail. This entire narrative was pretty good. It was, but it's completely fallen apart because it's whenever it's like paper. Whenever it gets wet, it like falls apart because it was always going to be paper thin. But they really tried. They used legacy media. They used social media. They used everything they possibly could. They tried to disenfranchise you. They tried to alienate you, call you racist, horrible things. And it just didn't stick. They just kept throwing the pasta at the wall. And that bitch just did not stick.
Laura Trump, his daughter-in-law, he was on her show this weekend. And he said, I'm not in any hurry. I know that gas prices are high. As soon as we get what our demands are, he wants the enriched uranium, then gas prices will go down again. But for right now, he said, I know we're facing the midterms, but he said last week, if I don't do what I'm supposed to do to protect our country because there's a midterm coming up, then nothing will ever get done because there's a midterm or there's an election every 2 years. Exactly.
Right. If they get to November and they're still not complying, the gloves are off. Right. I'm telling you, they've already done. The president's already done what no other president was willing to do. First hit them last year in June, and then bury their nuclear program. And then they start reconstituting. But the other thing you cannot soft pedal is they're building up ballistic missiles. The ballistic missiles that are fueled by China, that are trading with Iran in exchange for gas and oil, they were going to protect their nuclear program and be able to pin down Israel. That we couldn't allow that to happen while they resupply the proxies again.
Well, my favorite thing is the fact that they kept putting out their like ridiculous AI videos of them trying to claim they win the war while also shutting down the internet for anyone in their own country because they knew full well if their citizens knew how poor and fucked the IRGC was whenever it came to the basic like let's be honest here, Trump went in there and grabbed him by the pussy. I mean, let's just say it. Trump walked up in there and was like, yo. like come on now. Like
perpetual turmoil in the Middle East, despite the fact that the Gulf states surrounding them are signed on essentially with the Abraham Accords and no longer looking at Israel as the problem. And the other thing I would like to add is that the Iranians, this is how they miscalculated.
Lie about what? What I got to lie about? What do you think I am, a Democrat? What am I, demon rat, man? What you talking about lying? Hey, make a damn dime. You know where I get my money from? I get it from sitting my fat ass in his chair and making fun of people like you. So what am I lying about? And do you have any actual, like, proof that I can use the Google machine? Or are you just here to say a stupid saying and then leave? It looks like you don't have anything to say, huh? Oh, no, you do. You do. What was it? Oof, that's rough for you, huh? Oh, now you got your permissions taken away. Bye-bye. Have fun.
You're trying to rally the Gulf states against us.
After they hit them.
After you've been bombing them consistently for the last 2 months. You're taking out their trying to take out their vital energy sector from Qatar to Saudi Arabia to Bahrain and Kuwait. And now you're saying, let's rally against the U.S. That just shows you how detached they are from reality, I think.
The hell? That was weird. Seems like we're fine. The internet, OBS just disconnected and then reconnected to the internet, I guess. Okay, then. Whatever the hell that was, happy that's over. Well, where are we at?
Here's Kevin Hassett. He's the director of the National Economic Council on the chain of events that will more quickly lead to lower oil and gas prices. Listen.
When you leave the Straits, then you can get to Pakistan almost right away. You can get to India almost right away. You can get to Korea, Singapore, lands in Asia. Then we expect those prices.
Also, gas prices. I've seen a few chatters say the gas prices have indeed been going down. So, gas prices have indeed been going down.
9 minutes after the top of the hour, CENTCOM confirming the U.S. carried out strikes on more Iranian targets over the weekend.
Get fucked, losers.
The president says that Iran still wants to make a deal as the fragile ceasefire remains on edge.
So Chief Foreign Correspondent Trey Yingst is live in Tel Aviv with the latest. Trey.
Yeah, hey guys, good morning. CENTCOM says U.S. forces conducted strikes against multiple Iranian targets over the weekend. The strikes hit Iranian radar systems and command and control centers for drones in Gulruk, Iran, along the coast and on Keshem Island. CENTCOM described the action as defensive in nature to prevent Iran from attacking.
I've seen some people say it's going down. Other people say it's not. Okay, maybe it's a mixed bag.
International shipping lanes, and after Iran shut down a $4 million U.S. drone. The Iranians responded by targeting Kuwait with drones and missiles early this morning. Overnight, President Trump posted to Truth Social saying, in part, Iran really wants to make a deal, and it will be a good one for the USA and those that are with us. Iran's parliament speaker and top negotiator, Mohammad Khalibaf, said this on Sunday about the ongoing talks.
What matters to us are the tangible achievements we must obtain in order to undertake our own commitments in return. And until we are certain that we have secured the rights of the Iranian nation, we will not approve any agreement.
What? Your Iranians have rights? I'm kind of surprised. Is it before or after you kill them in jail? Where do the rights come in for them? I'm confused about that. What about the wrestler that was executed? Or the team of players? I think they were soccer players. What about the fact that you threatened a soccer player's entire family because she didn't wear a stupid headscarf? And you threatened to kill her whole family if she didn't come back? What about that? Oh man, all those rights, man. Those rights being violated by the U.S., how dare they?
We're also tracking developments in the conflict between Israel and Iran's largest proxy, Hezbollah. Over the weekend, Hezbollah...
I hope Israel annihilates all of them. They already in the dirt, knock them under the dirt, turn it into glass. I hope they get rid of all of Hezbollah. Get rid of those fucking terrorists, man.
Launched more than 50 rockets into northern Israel as Israeli ground forces pushed deeper into southern Lebanon. This morning, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu ordered the IDF to strike the Lebanese capital of Beirut, specifically the Dahya neighborhood, a Hezbollah stronghold.
I instructed the IDF to expand the maneuver in Lebanon. Our forces have crossed the Litani. They have seized dominant terrain. They captured the Beaufort Ridge, and now my instruction is to deepen and expand our hold in places that were under Hezbollah control.
Iranian officials have often tried to tie a ceasefire between Israel and Hezbollah to the broader agreement between Iran and the United States.
And I want to make something very clear. My hope is that Well, my biggest hope is that the IRGC is completely defeated and ultimately surrenders. I mean, they don't have any toys. They're just not surrendering. So the only thing they have left to give is their life, which, by the way, I think American bombs should just take. But that's just my opinion. But if America makes a deal with Iran, I hope that Israel continues to blow up the terrorists. I do. And I hope that Iran, the IRGC, knows that. I do. I hope that America states that they're not going to make any peace treaties on Israel's behalf.
As we speak, guys, sirens have sounded across northern Israel. Hezbollah is continuing dozens of attacks on an hourly basis against this country.
And you know what's funny? With Iran being completely locked down and Israel going through and blowing up all these Hezbollah soldiers, their proxy terrorism, it looks like it's coming to an end whether they like it or not.
Trey, just curious, Iran's president submitted that letter of resignation to the office of the supreme leader. How will that affect these negotiations, and why does he want to step down?
So we've not been able to confirm those reports that Iran's President Masoud Pezeshkian has offered his resignation. And even over the weekend, Pezeshkian said the reports were not true. They initially came from Iran International, which is a media organization that is affiliated with Iranian opposition. But broadly, when we talk about the fracture that exists inside of Iran, it is something
Well, what's even funnier is that they've been using Hezbollah, like terrorist organizations like Hezbollah in the Middle East, to commit heinous crimes. I mean, awful things. And Iran backs them, but at the same time doesn't want to have anything to do with them if they get in trouble. It's like a loophole. It's like their own personal Gestapo. That's effectively what they are. They're a private military that is going around and causing chaos all over the Middle East. I mean, like, they're still around because they're getting funding from somewhere. Where do you think that funding's coming from? Iran. They're paying for it. And they, like, and that's what's going on. It's literally private military that is killing a bunch of Middle Easterns all over the Middle East. And Americans and American soldiers, too. Let's not forget about that. Like, it's their loophole out of the peace treaty.
In the framework of these ongoing conversations with the United States, because
I don't know where that drone bombing came from. That wasn't us, though. We totally back them.
There are more moderate voices in Tehran, such as the parliament speaker Mohammad Kalibaf, Masoud Pezeshkian, the country's president, and others who are reportedly clashing internally with Iran's IRGC, these hardline Islamic officials that want to return to war with the United States. And this is part of the challenge right now for the Trump administration as they try to get a deal together with Iran. There is a fracture right now inside of Iran as it relates to the situation on the ground and what officials in Tehran want to happen in terms of those negotiations with the administration.
So President Trump over the weekend, Trey, said, I'm going to change a little bit of my demands. I want to know specifically, the way I understand it, you tell me if I'm wrong. I want to know specifically how we're going to get the uranium out, the timeline in which we're going to do it, and when that's going to start. Because the president's worried about the optics, too. They want funds. What Iran wants is funds.
The hell with their optics. If they gave a shit about optics, they would have cared about the terrorists that are killing everybody. The hell out of here, man.
We will speak with former acting ICE Director Jonathan Fahey, but first to Steve Harrigan live outside the.
That guy looks like a New York detective, man. Looks just like a New York detective. Jesus.
Hall ICE facility with the very latest there. Steve.
Kevin, they've pushed the access back about a half-mile from that detention center, as you can see behind me now. They're basically reinforcing these barricades. Now, the governor's plan was to switch out ICE officers with state and city police to try and calm things down a little bit, also to establish a safe area for peaceful protesters, which it pretty much was during the day. But at night, just after sunset around 9 o'clock, things really began to change. Some well-organized protesters charged forward, actually using the barricades initially to charge the police. Police responded.
And how'd that work for them? How'd that work for them? Probably not too well, huh? Maybe you shouldn't have done that. The gutted gas canister that just hit your gut, maybe you shouldn't have done that.
With pretty much point-blank shots of tear gas fired into the crowd.
Yeah, that's what you get. You want to sit here and push the barricade back, knowing full well why it's there, so you can sit there and burn the building to the ground? Well, guess what's going to happen? You're going to get shot in the face with a gas canister.
Then from there, it really spiraled.
Stupid.
About 2 hours of battle for control of the street. Canister after canister of tear gas.
And I wonder who won.
Was fired up into the air. You could see the arcs of the smoke and then landing down at the scene. Police in riot gear with ballistic shields were pushing back as well as the two sides scuffled. The protesters late at night often come prepared for such activity. A lot of them had helmets on, goggles, gas masks. They were prepared for a fight, and a fight is what they got.
That's right. Why would you show up to a protest with gas masks on and helmets and goggles if you didn't show up knowing full well that peaceful protest wasn't going to turn into a riot?
At the end of the night, they began lighting fires on the street. This is pretty much an industrial area, so for the most part, not much property damage. Those fires were put out, and what we have now is a curfew situation in effect. Curfew beginning at 9 p.m. now through 6 a.m. the next day. We'll see if that...
That's right, baby. That's right. Uh-huh. What did I say was going to start happening? When you go off and kill a CEO, what you think's going to happen? They're going to start taking rights away. They're not going to fix the health insurance. No, they're not going to do that. They're going to start taking rights away. You sitting here setting shit on fire past 9 p.m. Well, they're going to start taking rights away.
Manages to quiet things down.
What
Kevin,
happens,
back to
man?
you.
Great reporting as always. Steve, stay safe. Steve Harrigan for us. For more, let's continue the conversation with Jonathan Fahey, former acting ICE director. All right, Jonathan, I think it's pretty fair to say this is organized. This is not organic in any way, shape, form, or fashion.
Well, they
and yet,
absolutely are paid, dude. You cannot convince me that these people aren't being paid. I wouldn't be surprised if there were some of them down there that were just stupid. But those ones that stand out there all day into the night hours, that's what they're getting paid to do. I mean, let's be honest.
they continued to apply
There's
pressure.
too many paper trails that lead back to corporations or governments in the U.S. that completely clarify that statement, too. I mean, that's why you've seen a lot of these protests be, like, really thinned out. You see a lot less people online trying to bully people because they're knowing one at a time they're finding out that it's just not working anymore. It's not doing what it was doing before.
On local law enforcement, are you surprised by how things have gone thus far?
I wish I could say I am, but I think it's really back to the same tactics the Democrats were consistently using before the DHS shutdown, and it's just another...
There you go. Go do something else with your time. Clearly, you're not.
Implementation
Clearly,
of
you thought you were going to be paid to try and bully people on this channel, but I hate to break it to you, but that's over with now. So
and
you
I
can
think,
go
Nick,
somewhere
Sordo,
else.
that
Bye-bye.
was so important for people to see that these are not organic protesters, and yet these Democratic officials are treating them as if they are, as if there's some legitimacy or that there's no intention for violence, when it seems like the whole intention of this is not to speak out against ICE, but to provoke confrontation so they can have another Minnesota-style incident.
Exactly. These guys, these people that do this, that pop into people's chat and just say stupid stuff that get themselves immediately permabanned and laughed at, they're not here to try and gain information. They're here to disrupt and bully. They are doing this because they don't, like, they're either being paid to do it or they want communism. A lot of the people in these crowds openly wave communist flags like the shield and sickle. Like, these guys aren't here for America. They are not pro-American. They are anti-Americans. They're anti-Americans that hate this country, and what we should be doing is asking them where they want to go. And whenever they tell us where they want to go, like what country, we should just airdrop them in. If they think another country is better than America, then we could just start airdropping people into the country they think is better and move on with our day.
So they could then continue to attack ICE. I think the governor's response has been very cynical, because on one hand she says we want law and order type of thing, but then she trashes ICE and says how ICE, if we have them in the community,
They're not even doing threats of violence for political gain. They're doing it to keep us Americans separated. They are threatening us and calling us these horrible names so that way they can make it dehumanize us and try to kill us. These people would kill you if they knew they'd get away with it. They would. They've done it. They've tried to do it multiple times. I mean, like, I'm sorry, but you're not gonna sit here and say that they're not. These people don't care about the country. If they did, they wouldn't be sitting here hitting on police like they're punching bags. They're not your personal punching bags. They're police officers there to enforce the law. And when you sit there and cherry pick words out of the Constitution to try and validate this bullshit riot, you've lost me. I'm out, man. I'm gone.
Safe, so sort of legitimizing any actions against ICE. And remember, she really lit the match on this last Monday,
Magic Man.
going to the facility, and of course they don't ask for.
We will not be divided. We weren't divided during the Boston bombings. We weren't divided during the Twin Towers. We will stand united. We do not divide. We're Americans. We know we stand together stronger, always and forever. That's why we are the way we are. That's why this country was an amazing place. It still is. You know why I know it's an amazing place? Because you can sit here and loot stores and not end up going to jail. Any other country, they'd pull you on the side of the road and put a bullet in the back of your fucking head. Even for having an opposing political view like in Iran. Best country in the entire world. Whoops.
You know, to put them in a different facility, they just say, let's let all the illegal aliens go free in the community, even if they're rapists, murderers, child molesters, what have you. So all of this has been a really lack and cynical ploy by the Democratic politicians, at least in my view.
Yeah, very interesting that there have been those who have suggested in Washington, Jonathan, that this really is sort of the armed guard of the Democratic Party and some of their policies. We've seen Antifa do this. You go back to 2020, we saw it quite often.
I think making Antifa a terrorist organization was the best thing that the government did in general. Because they are. They literally go from state to state and stir up these crowds and cause these riots. Like, making Antifa a terrorist organization was a great idea.
This is Hakeem Jeffries. He says, listen, regardless of what you think of the protests or the protesters, what they are arguing is this place should be shut down immediately. Listen to this. Get your reaction on the other side.
Delaney Hall should be shut down, and every single individual, particularly those at a high level connected to this facility, they're engaging in a depraved indifference to human life. And every single member of this Trump administration is going to be held accountable.
Interesting. He said depraved indifference to human life, which is precisely what a lot
That is just crazy to me. That
of
just
critics
blows
would
my
say was happening by some of these.
Man, y'all's big, bad hypocrisy machine is failing. You hear that engine? That's a dying engine right there. That engine is puttering along and it ain't getting very far.
Major offenders. I mean, we're not just talking about rapists and murderers. We're talking about people who've committed all measure of crimes against citizens of this country as well.
Exactly. And where's the evidence that he has that this is going on there? He doesn't have any. It's just a political tactic. And again, my other point, they never say, well, let's find a safer place for them. They always just say the answer should be to let them out, which is, again, part of the overall Democratic campaign of amnesty and open borders. And that's really what this is all about. They are fighting every effort to deport illegal aliens. And the worst part about it is they don't even care if they are these serious criminals. They'd rather keep them in the country and help
Well, no, if they cared, then they would be in jail and they would be handed over to ICE to deport. Like, that's completely obvious. Like, these guys are, killers, rapists. I mean, like, the horror stories that I've heard on some of these people are like some shit that you would see terrorist organizations doing. And the government that is in that state is actively defending them. Like, no, dude, they should use the Insurrection Act and completely take over the state. They should mobilize the United States military and tell the police that they need to take their asses home to every one of these quote-unquote sanctuary cities.
Overall agenda than keep the community safe. And again, back to Mikey Sherrill, that's what makes what she's doing so cynical, because she's actually putting New Jersey in greater danger while saying she's trying to keep people safe. The whole thing is politically driven, but it's really politics in the worst possible way, because there is a system of government. If you want open borders, if you want amnesty, we have ways to pass law, but they know that doesn't work, so they use tactics of subversion to the detriment of public safety and law enforcement safety.
Let me ask you this, and this sort of, I think it basically says everything you were saying earlier about this being organized. Let me show you this post. There are those online, Jonathan, who are basically asking for help. They're saying, hey, listen, we would love the community to sort of crowd share all this stuff that we need, including goggles, shatterproof preferably, knee, wrist, shin, and arm guards, and helmets. When you're trying to crowdsource to maintain these protests, which many of which have gone into late hours of the night.
And you know what you need to do? Whenever they sit here and crowdsource, you need to find all of the accounts that catered to this. You need to find them, ban them, and arrest them if it turns into a riot. The second that it is no longer a peaceful protest and they have to mobilize the police and they have to pop gas canisters in the crowd, that's what they should do. Immediately. It blows my mind that a place like YouTube is going to try to censor someone like me, Tectone, and Asmongold for not even advocating for violence. But the second that a post that leads to a bunch of people practically getting themselves killed in the middle of the street and advocating for the death and removal of not only the president, but the damn police, that's okay. Anything that they could do to become anti-American, right?
I think that speaks not just to what they're planning to do, but what they intend to keep doing. Again, I hearken back to what happened in 2020 post-George Floyd. This may not go away unless law enforcement steps up very strongly to put this down, or at least put it in a box so that it's not harming individuals who have to work in these facilities.
Exactly. People that are breaking the law, that are obstructing agents, need to be locked up, held accountable, prosecuted, and pay a major penalty, because the deterrent value is
Thank you. Thank you.
So important. And again, these aren't protesters. Protesters don't need goggles, don't need any of these other things.
Exactly.
We live in D.C., we see protests all the time, and they don't need all of this equipment. They're there for combat, to fight these agents, to create a disturbance. They want to create violence so that they can then complain about the violence. It's, again, the cynicism is so awful, and it's at the expense of the American people's safety.
Yep.
I think everybody
and their
would...
tax dollars. Who the fuck do you think pays for all this shit? You think any of these idiots down there that are running around on the roadway that have been standing there all day are paying for a damn dime of this? No. They don't have jobs. If they had jobs, they wouldn't be standing there. The taxpayers have to pay for all these fucking police and all the damn damage they do.
Agree. Protest. That's your right. In fact, we encourage protests that are done peacefully, but this is not peaceful protesting.
That's right.
And this seems to be, again, part of an armed and perhaps even violent organized group here. Jonathan Fahey, thank you as always for your time. We appreciate it.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News.
Okay, we got to move on from this. I got to do my daily body cam. What we going to watch today? What we going to watch today? If you're new here, sub to the channel, hit like on the stream. I'm here every single day, 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Central Time. I go later on the weekends, but let's not worry about that right now. WChat. Make sure you check out that channel membership. Check out those jewels. The jewels help out with viewership. Donating to the channel helps out with viewership because YouTube could take its little percentage of my income, especially today since we watched, we watched Daily Dose of the Internet, which I'm going to try to keep to the weekends, simply because the music that Daily Dose of the Internet uses demonetizes the stream, which means that I don't get any money for the viewership because of the music that's in it. It's not a bad thing. It's just that I won't get any money for however many viewers I get or however many watch hours I get from the stream. So it kind of fucks me, but that's okay because we're here to have fun anyway, so. Let's see. But if you're new here, please sub to the channel. We also have a Discord. Check out the Discord. That's weird. That's weird. Okay. Ah, no. Okay, hold on. Let me go to Midwest Safety. There we go. What do we got? What's new? When cops discovering... Oh, my God. Discovering more bodies. What the hell? This is a police chase? This looks like a police chase. I think we got a police chase, boys. Let's go! We got a police chase!
And 2020.
Midwest Safety. Check out Midwest Safety. Hell yeah, Midwest Safety.
In Oakwood, Georgia. Police are called after a white Ford Explorer is reported stolen. But this isn't an ordinary incident. Earlier in the day, the same driver led officers on a pursuit in the same white Ford Explorer, which he had stolen from his own mother.
He's taking up.
I gotta be careful here. I don't wanna violate any of YouTube's bullshit policies that they can use to biasly suspend me again. Gotta be careful with what we see here, okay? I don't need another vacation. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. There goes the SUV. Oh, you just doesn't care. His door's open. The door is open to the van.
Going right onto Monday Mill. Smiley, get up here and pit him.
Oh, man. What is he doing?
AFA.
The door must be the door must be broken or something.
Black
it's not
shirt,
closing.
black ball cap.
Woo! Man!
Coming up on Muddy Mill Drive.
Oh, where's he gonna go here? Where's he gonna go here? Where's he gonna? Oh no! Ah! Bro! Move, dumbass! Get the hell out of the way, truck! What are you doing? Move! Go!
Move!
Get the fuck out of the way, man! You already got the car crash. Go! Get the hell out of the way! Holy shit! Move that big son of a bitch, dude! Bro, get the hell out! Bro! Move, dude. They need to arrest that. They need to arrest him, dude. They need to pull his ass out of that truck and arrest him. Oh, sorry. Well, I bet that was bad for the ears. I'm sorry, guys. They need to arrest this dude. They need to put his ass in handcuffs.
Smiley, I'm behind you.
Oh, there he goes.
Yeah, that's where I got my ear roll. Where the f did my earpiece go?
We're gonna be the number 1 lane.
Damn, he jacked that car up, boy.
Speed lines are passing exit 14 now. They're attempting to hit.
What's your speed? We're around 40, Pit. We're about 70 miles an hour.
Officers carefully evaluate the vehicle's speed, as pit maneuvers at freeway speeds are often considered lethal force, similar to using...
So? Who cares? Blow that car up. I don't care. He should have thought about that before he started running. I don't see a reason why there isn't like a designated sniper in every single one of these cars that doesn't immediately aim for headshots whenever they run like this. I don't give a fuck about the person in the car. Kill him. I care about the people on the roadway that don't deserve to be a part of this. And people that lose their lives because of these stupid car chases.
A handgun, lower speed pits, typically under 35 to 45 miles per hour, are considered less lethal and fall roughly on the same use of force spectrum as deploying a taser.
You saw how quickly after Renee Good was shot and killed in Minneapolis, they stopped using cars to barricade ICE agents? Well, I guarantee you, if you start making it legal to immediately kill them, if they go lead police on a high-speed chase like this, I guarantee you'd stop overnight.
619, you're clear to spike. 619, clear to spike. Coming up on heavy traffic, guys. Coming up on heavy traffic.
Still in number 1 lane. We're doing about 85 miles an hour.
Coming up on the 1 mile to exit 12. 1 mile to exit 12.
They should. They absolutely should live in fear. You should live in fear if you're a criminal. If you're out here hurting somebody, or you're killing people, or you're you know, doing awful things to women, you should live in fear. You should know that the police force will gladly use lethal force against you. That's what you should have that in your soul. You should know how fucked you are. You should. Whenever you run from the police, they should clear the roadway and use a Patriot missile to blow up your car. That's what should happen to you. You don't want to get blown up, then don't run from the goddamn police. Problem solved. Stop trying to victimize these fucking criminals, man. They get people killed.
Coming up on exit 12 right now at about 85 miles an hour. Traffic is medium.
Oh, is it just an idiot in chat? That's fine.
At 12 now. 78 miles per hour at 12 now. Slow down, we got traffic. Slow down.
I just banned him. Problem solved. Not even gonna acknowledge him.
Alright guys, I got these spikes. Watch. Spike, hey. Clear exit 2 lane. Hit spikes, hit spikes. I'm clear.
Oh, there he goes. He's coming.
Here, he's still driving. We're in the number 2 lane, going about 80 miles an hour. Number 2 lane, still driving 80 miles per hour.
If he rear-ended somebody going that fast, it would kill them. In fact, he's going so fast that whatever body part he would hit if somebody was walking on a sidewalk or on the side of that highway, it would probably vaporize them. That's how fast he's going. Death would be instantaneous for anybody that isn't running for the police.
He got right, he got right. Got right, so.
Bro went on the dirt. He went on the dirt. Holy! Oh!
lane, first lane. The first lane. Doing about 82 miles an
Hell
hour.
yeah, he'd get scared. I'd get scared too. Shit, you got all them cars coming at you going 80 miles an hour, bro. Yeah, if y'all ever worked, whenever I was part of the fire department, we did a lot of stuff on the interstate. Like I've actually been to a flipped over 18-wheeler before. Them cars, dude, they don't care. They don't care to a point where they have to angle the fire truck in order to protect the scene. So that way, if somebody's not paying attention, they'll rear end the back of the fire truck. And it's even scarier because, like, just imagine if one of those officers accidentally ran over those spikes and lost control of that vehicle and ended up getting that cop killed. Anything can happen. I've seen people do 180s on the interstate driving in front of me. Some dude lost control of his car, did a 180-degree spin, barely nicked the guardrail, and kept going straight. In front of us, went across 3 lanes of traffic. It happens all the fucking time.
Get him, get him, get him, hit him, hit him. 603, if you're good, I can try and pit him.
Oh, get that mug. Dude, get him. Get him. Get him, get him, get him. Come on, get him.
We're losing tire from the rear right. Bob's in ready. We got GSP closed by chance.
Well, he hit something. He ran over some kind of spike.
Doing about 70.
I guarantee you it's from him going in the grass.
70 miles an hour.
He's about to bail on foot. Y'all watch out. He got a door open. You want to try to box it in?
Oh, is that it? Is he running?
Number 1 lane, 50 miles an hour. 50 miles in.
Ooh. Oh, there it is. That was a good one.
He's going to run on foot. Watch out, watch out.
Yeah, he ran. He's running. Got a runner.
Stop the car! Stop the car now! Get out of the car! Get out of the car! Get out of the car now! Get out of the car! Get out of the car! Get out of the car!
Hey, this is the kind of shit that end up getting your dumb ass killed right here. You got all these people around you with guns pointed right at your fucking face. Stand your stupid ass out of the fucking car.
Pull me out! 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 Get out of the car! Ow!
Yo! W cops!
Get out of the car! Ow! Ow!
Yo! Yo! Bro got a taser in for all of us, man.
Smile, you good? You good?
Man!
He's bummed out! Give me back now! Give me this hand! Stop resisting!
Bro, he's still resisting. Still resisting.
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. I got him.
Move this hand.
You ready? What's your 95? Hey, put it in park. He moves the car. He moves the car. Clear the car.
He's just like, pull me out, pull me out. Ah, ah. Yo. Oh, man.
Pull your knees in there.
1 mile from the exit 8
Bro,
side.
how old is this guy? I'm thinking it's like a teen. This dude's balding. How old is this man? I thought it was like a child. I heard they stole his mom's car, and I was like, oh, then we're probably looking at like a teenager or something, right? No, it's a grown-ass man balding.
Where's your car? Where's your car? Hey, clear the car. Clear.
Ooh, we gotta be careful with all this. What is that?
That's right. No, what is that?
No, help tackle.
That's somebody's guardian angel.
Illumination without boundaries. What is this thing? Oh, it's a light.
Confirm location for Reggie.
Good. There you go. Put him in.
Sit down, sir. Put your legs in. He's inside. Pull him in.
There's a bomb gonna explode. Did you hear me? Huh? Did you hear me? There's a bomb that's gonna explode. Can't stop it. Now? Did you hear me?
Smiley right here.
This guy is crazy.
Sit up. Sit up, Mr. Walker.
There's a bomb.
There's no bomb. Step out.
There's a bomb that's gonna go off.
Step out of the car.
There's a bomb fixing to go off. Not fixing to, but it's going to go. You want to know where it's at? No.
Where's it at? I went to go look at his car. Only damage was done to the bush guard, yeah.
That's good, man.
There's just a little bit of the front bumper hanging down, but that was one hell of a fit, buddy. Give me a ring, but I ain't gonna make you
Sorry, I was gonna say sorry for. I wasn't trying to be too dangerous. I mean,
That's pretty dangerous, man.
I just didn't want y'all to. I was trying to drive kind of fast so you wouldn't hit me, because I figured that's how it kind of works.
Oh, you figured wrong, right?
I mean, you waited until my.
I wonder how many times this has happened. I wonder how many times he hasn't taken the medicine that he's needed, and this has happened.
That we know of yet. We know you.
Look, I'm sorry, but if you a grown-ass person, and you need to take pills so you don't go schizo and cause this kind of accident, you don't need to be out in the general population. You need to be put in a mental institution. That's where you need to live. You shouldn't have access to anything outside of that mental institution. Like if you can mentally, cognitively like go mind fucked like this and cause this amount of chaos, you don't need to be out in the general population. Period, whatsoever.
I didn't hit oh yeah, I did hit a couple cars.
Watch your foot.
All right. What?
He's already trying to get out of the cuffs. Bro.
Hey, stop. Stop.
It's very tight.
We will fix them for you, but I swear to God, if you fight us or anything,
I'm not. I promise you, I'm not.
Stop moving your arms like that.
No, I'm trying to get my.
Hey, sir, step out, please.
He's trying to get out of him.
Let's go. Can you give him any water or anything?
Can I reposition my feet?
You got a probe remover now? Oh, when they get that? That's new.
Can you give him any water or anything?
Can I reposition my feet?
Yes.
That's cool. Oh, maybe they made the probes harder. Dude. Oh, man. That just gave me an idea. What if you're forced to shoot somebody with the probe, right? It goes into the skin and it opens up kind of like Blade 2. Whenever they put him on the table and the spikes go through his arms and stuff and it opens up like that. What if it goes in like that and the only way to get it removed without taking out a big chunk of skin is by like getting like what is effectively an unlocker like that. But instead of it like being something like a credit card that you used to scrape off, like for example, bee stings, it makes it to where they retract and you can pull it out. Bro, big brain. I need to patent that.
To go to the hospital, so I need to take him to the hospital right now. All right, we're gonna fix these cuffs for you.
I mean, like, if you're gonna go to the hospital regardless, I mean, shit. What's the
You're not
matter?
gonna resist us or you're not gonna fight us.
Hey, I'm just gonna let you know, brother. You try to fight us, try to run away, and my dog's gonna bite you this time. Okay?
You guys got it.
We always get our people.
I mean, you guys did a little extra, but I deserved it. I can't be mad.
All right, bring me your other hand.
I'm not even gonna lie. They did not train us whenever I went through college to do anything with taser removal at all. They showed us with like bee stings. If you guys get stung, and this is a nice little tip from me to you, if you guys get stung by a bee, if you get a credit card and scrape it off, don't try to like pick it up or anything. Get something flat like a credit card or an ID and scrape it off. That's how you remove a bee stinger. That's pretty much the only thing that they trained me in whenever it comes to anything remotely similar.
Put it here.
Michael Walker, 43 years old, was charged with felony
43.
theft by receiving stolen property, fleeing or attempting to elude police, obstruction of an officer, possession of an open container of alcohol in a motor vehicle, hit and run, and 1 count of aggravated assault. Officers searched the stolen vehicle and found several alcoholic beverages inside, including some that had already been opened and consumed, as well as one that was partially full. The stolen vehicle was towed by Patterson.
Yes. most of the charges are going to be dropped, then he's going to be let out, right? He's probably got like a $5,000 bail or bond.
Auto service after sustaining minor damage during the pursuit, but its value remained unchanged at $10,000. Michael Walker is innocent unless proven guilty in a court of law.
We won't even know. We don't even know, man. That sucks. Okay, W, Midwest Safety. All right, boys. Dash the stream. I got to roll up out of here. I got to make videos. It's already 11:57. Hey, W chat. W chat, W stream. You guys are awesome. Keep doing what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? If you're new here, sub to the channel, hit like on the stream, stick around. We're here every day, 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Central Time. W chatters, thank you so much for showing up every day and showing the love and support. Let me get the music going on. Yeah, we'll do that. Make sure y'all stay safe, stay friendly, have a good rest of y'all's day. Stay away from crazy people. Try to put a smile on someone's face but change their whole day and their whole life. You never know. Check out the Discord as well. Stick around, guys. We do a whole lot of fun stuff. W chat. Peace. Y'all stay safe. Stay away from them crazy people, man. You might end up barreling down the highway going 100. Saying that there's bombs in the back of cars. Stay away from them. Peace. You back on tomorrow.
I got facts over tracks, this and that, spitting slow, spitting fast, I could roast, I could gas, think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past and the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness, hilarious, you think you're with my time, you're delirious, mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior, inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior, get off of me, this ain't no humble brag, I want you to hear words, you can say them back, I want you to feel free from the chains that last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last.